good evening, everyone, and I totally wasn't trying to use all my points at once. And welcome to the finale of our very special series here on the DAT Network. My name is Aki, my pronouns are she, her, and for the last time, I will be your lovely GM as we finish up our mini-series called Shambhala Tides of Change, set in my own homebrew world by the same namesake. Shambhala is heavily inspired by several API mythologies, regions, and landscapes written by a BIMPOC for BIMPOC to explore a non-Western / European-centric world, and thus majority of this is deeply rooted away from said familiarities. Joining me today, we have our amazing, wonderful, and of course lovely cast. So please tell us a little bit about yourselves, your characters, and what they will miss the most. We'll go in alphabetical order like usual, so Alyssa, you're first.
Oh no. Hi y'all, I'm Alyssa. I use they, them pronouns, and I play Captain Marakit, who is a gnome life oracle and uses she, they pronouns. Has their heart back, so that's nice. That's something they're not missing anymore. And I think that given last episode, there was kind of a reconciliation with the Chimera form. Depending on how things go this episode, might be missing them.
Oh my god. Brandy, you're next.
You're muted, Brandy.
Hear you, babe.
I specifically was like, I'm going to remember to mute in between so that there's definitely no feedback like last time. And then I forgot to turn it back on. Hi, everybody. I'm Brandy Rose. I play our equally chaotic little whisper elf witch, Bimori. My pronouns are they, them, Bimori, she, they. Bimori got back a lot of things that they were missing, actually. A whole wife. That's cool. That was nice. Still misses some memories, but is mostly, I think, going to miss the day-to-day before they found out what they are and were burdened with this knowledge. So they probably will have some moments where they will very much miss the simple life of waking up on the ship with everybody else and just going through pirate life without all of the added depth and complications of maybe not being a real person.
I'm sorry. Hamnah, you're next.
Yes, hello. My name is Hamnah, and I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. Today I will be playing Idha Akhtar, who is a orc Oria druid. Wow, I forgot that for a second. I think it's interesting because Idha's story feels like it's only just now beginning, you know? They are just now starting to develop a relationship, something going on with the princess, with Reyna specifically. And they haven't really resolved any of their parental issues or tackled any of that. So I think for Idha, he's going to miss having Reyna around, because I imagine that after all of this, she's gonna have to go back to doing princess things, I don't know, politics, and presumably they're gonna go and become a major pirate lord, and that's gonna come with responsibility, so they're gonna miss her. But don't ask them that, they won't admit to it.
How gay of you. Brandy, it's your turn. I was gonna say speaking of gay and then go to you, but I shouldn't.
Anyway, hey everybody, my name is Randy Alvarenga. I go by he, him pronouns, and I play Rashu Samzai, who also goes by he, him pronouns. He is a ranger who is haunted by spirits. Specifically, throughout this campaign, my spirits are what you guys have seen, the little cadejo. But apparently bigger, crazier monsters sometimes hunt me and try to devour me. I don't like that. So, and neither does Rashu. So, where things are, I think, kind of in a similar vein. His story is just sort of starting. I think he joined this crew to make some money, and now he's like a minor pirate lord, and he's kind of like, okay, this is new. Let's see where we can go. It's only up from here, he thinks. but he's kind of not the brightest. So there you go.
I see, baby boy. You can support us here through donations, giving our amazing cast bonuses that can be used throughout our entire campaign. Our donation bonuses are Into the Pool for $5, in which you add a die to a pool that gives a 1d6 bonus to any future roll that any player can use. Private Pool for $6. It does the exact same thing, but it's of the donator's choice. Lucky for $10, in which you roll a 2d20 and take the high roll for the future, and this can be saved. Unlucky for $11, which forces the player of the donator's choice to roll a 2d20 and take the lower for the next roll. Lore Drop for $20, which grants a backstory scene to a player of the donation's choice. Magic Item for $25, in which it grants a randomly generated magic item instantly to the player of the donator's choice. Finish Them for $30, which grants someone the guaranteed kill on an enemy, donator's choice. And finally, Divine Intervention for $50, in which God shows up. Now, this is the time where I actually remind my players to use the leftovers, okay? Because the bonuses will then go away, and then what are we gonna do? They're just gonna be like there forever. So use them, or else I'm gonna use them. I don't care if it was meant for you. I'll use them back to back to back to back, and you don't want me to use them because I'm here to kill you. So yeah, don't make me use them. I'm really good at dice rolls. I don't want to kill you guys yet, maybe a little bit. So yeah,
I will remind you that I have used all of the ones that I've gotten in the past. I've used all of mine.
Mm-hmm. It's just, there's some people that have their stuff, and I think I'm one of them, and I'm planning on using them. Today, I saved it.
I like that you're mad, but you're also mad at yourself.
Yeah, were you yelling at yourself?
Of course,
then?
I'm mad at myself.
Like I had to go
a
back
little
and check.
bit.
I had to check the dice pools. I was like, did I do it? Did I use them? Yeah. Oh.
I just don't. It's money. It's money. I don't like money going to waste. So I'm gonna use them. I'll use them. I will abuse them. I'll use them back to back to back. I will purposely take out my set and just throw dice there and be like, I rolled, but I'll do it. Okay, content warnings. This is the last time you'll hear of them. This miniseries will feature the following subject in various degrees. Classism, elitism, body horror, gore, mentions of physical abuse, betrayal, acts of raiding, looting, killing, child labor, and trafficking, as well as mentions but no detailed descriptions of physical and emotional child abuse. There will also be deep dark waters, voids, fear of the unknown, and future sexual content in the forms of romance, sex, mentions of sex, and sex work. And finally, themes of gaslighting, manipulation, and blackmailing, and of course, girl bossing and gatekeeping. That's already been there. Okay, with all of that, I am pretty sure we're ready to get the show on the road for our finale. So, okay. Somewhere in the city of wreckage and sewage, forgotten bodies pile up like a wall, swallowing and enclosing in on the loneliest slug of the sea. A devil you deal with only when you are at your weakest, when desperation claws at you to kneel before the fallen king, the former king of a once terrifyingly magnificent kingdom. And yes, I paint this muddy image of Davion Blackwater, the devil of the sea, a tongue who is as silver as the moon's rays. And now I paint you a picture of a desperate, terrible man clinging onto a bottle of Vanta and a needle filled with sludge. And when a man gets desperate and terrible, they turn to things to blame, and the world to blame for their problems, never for what they stood for, never pointing the light on themselves. Happiness must be taken. Success must be driven. I did what I did to save the lives of many. The whole fucking world would burn without what I have done. I have used the souls of spirits, the bodies of animals, and the blood of humans. I have made something that can actually fight back against our one true epidemic. I have done what the gods have failed to do, and this is how you repay me. You usurpers cannot fathom the logistics of this. It is only the little lives you see, the nobodies, the ones that would die off in the streets like garbage, a waste of space. You only care about them because your mummies taught you that every low-born soul is worth saving. Well, I ask you think you're better than me? I housed and protect and fed every single waste of space for years. Decades. It is high time I come to collect what is rightfully mine. What are you even here for? Y'all may answer that. I take a sip.
Yeah. Can I go really quick? So, hearing that, Rashu is kind of frustrated. He's angry. And the reason is he starts thinking back to when he was a child, a poor kid, just hunting with his dad. And he sort of hears that message and says, I'm here to shut you up. Put an end to all of this madness you've caused. And he's just twirling his arrow around his finger.
You say
I'm
that
here. Go for it.
Go ahead. You go.
Okay. Itha is incredibly unimpressed by all of that. She doesn't necessarily disagree with all of the sentiments, that let's just be clear about that, but I am here in order to take down an ant who thinks that they are the king of a mountain when they are nothing more than the king of a hill.
I stung a little.
You say that your actions were to stop the world from burning, but I don't care about the wider world. You tried to burn me and mine, and for that you will die.
I'm just here. I don't really care one way or another. I'm not entirely sure how I got here. But I'm here. And you threatened my wife. So you have to die.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hear it. I know the storm is coming. I know you will bring the star with her legions of bright and blind supporters, and those lazy, conniving bastards you call lords. I know you come to take me. You think I'm done? You think you can take me on? Do I look fucking done to you? And I apologize, Jared. I said a lot of fuck. So, because I'm not gonna forget this time, for an extra hero point. Technically, I'm gonna give you 2 extra hero points, so that way you guys have 3 for 3. Give me a recap. Excuse me, of what happened last time. Excuse me again, I'm burping.
Well, I think a big thing is definitely a lot of characters had moments with each other. I got me a crab friend, and Rashu is. I'm very excited. This is Aki the crab.
Right.
She's the best. And then we also learned stuff about Bimori, but I won't spoil that. And then we basically told the Sea Witch to get up out our ship. He must be. We're going to do this mission alone. Deuces.
In addition to that, we had, as a group, come up with some battle plans in terms of how to proceed, and we are now divided into 2 teams. We are Strike Team A and Strike Team B in no particular order. One team is the stealth team that is going to be responsible for the assassination of our dear friend Blackwater, and the other team is the distraction team, who will be causing chaos in Melicity to keep people occupied while this assassination attempt goes on.
Which, by the way, we also learned something after the camera stopped rolling, which I won't say because you guys should tip for a lore drop and ask for something about Bamori, because Aki let loose a bomb that had me about falling out my chair. And the bomb was in relation to the amazing reveal we had at the end of last episode. I may say so myself about Bamori. I was very happy that it came out to play, which is that hello cat. Which is that Bamori was dead, has a wife, Santao, was dead, was mourned hundreds of years ago, and was brought back to kind of not life, recreated. We're not sure. The details are foggy. You should tip for a lore drop, and let us all learn something, maybe. But yes, we had that, and then Chuntao and Bamori had a wonderful first kiss.
We also got a little bit of a lore drop for Marikit in terms of they ate the look at me and it is now their new heart because Blackwater had stolen it, and that was part of the rift that was caused between them and the Chimera form, who was magically unallowed from telling them what was happening.
Perfect. So, a reminder, I'm giving you guys 3 for 3 hero points, and you can use them on oh, that's good. That's a good one. Sorry, my bad. I'm answering a DM from freaking Randy. And yeah, so you guys got 3 for 3 hero points. You can use them for pretty much anything, including, and I'm gonna specify this just in case we need it again. If you drop to 0 and you still have a hero point, you can give me a hero point to pop back up to like stapled in 1 and stuff, sort of similar to like just auto saving on all your death rolls. That's how it's gonna be. So just in case, of course you can always just blow them all and you do them on whatever. I'm like totally fine. You do what you want to do. Okay, we still got a couple pools left, dice in the pools left. I think
we have one in the public pool.
One in the public pool. I'll let you guys have mine if you really want it. Like, I don't mind.
I am now scared.
I would like to just point out that we actually have a redemption for that Bamori lore drop. Aki, if you wanna.
Oh, are you serious? Oh! That's awesome. Thank you, Purple Mouse.
You.
Yes, okay, I will. I will do it. Let me see.
You guys are the best.
All right.
That's really sweet.
I know where to put it. Oh yeah, I definitely know where to put it. Why don't we? Actually, we'll start with this. It is. You are aware of where you're going to. You are traveling. You are on your way. Your destination, Melicity. But of course, it takes a few days, and it is at one night, Bamori, you have a dream. It's another memory of yours. Except you are not there. Also, thank you, Purple Mouse TK. I have no idea if I said your name when I thanked you. My bad. So you're not there. You know you're not there. Your body is not there. You are air, in a sense. You are a wisp. And you are watching. Just like the rest of us. You are watching yourself. You are not yourself, sorry. You are watching 2 key players in this scene. To paint it, you remember this boat very well. It is clustered. There is a thick curtain that cuts off majority of it. It is wooden surrounding paintings all over the place. Up on the side, a hammock where a orange tiger lays, watching, peering over as you see a curvy dwarven woman speaking to your wife, Chuntao. And Chuntao goes, "So you called me here, you're done, with my commission. And the dwarven woman that you know as Song goes, yeah, I'm done. I mean, I did ask for, like, flexibility, but I mean, I was just so inspired. Your story is amazing, and I just had to. I got a little carried away. Normally, I'm, like, way better at this. I would have sent you whips and stuff, but I think you're gonna love this one. And she pulls out from behind the counter this scroll. It's magnificent. It is beautiful. You're far up, and even you might not even know or nor care for artistic materials, but you can tell this is a fine quality materials. There's love in this. This is a craft. This is a masterpiece. When she pulls it out, she straight up throws it on the ground. It's long. It is a scroll. It is a tapestry almost. And there you finally see yourself, painted in some form of almost idealistic manner. Yes, there's a lot of artistic freedom with symbolism, things in the background, things that this woman should not know about. There is cannons in the background, very specific details in the fallen soldiers. And then there is you, in your clothes, in your uniform. There is you. Almost a spitting image. Realism is not a way to describe what this painting should look like, yet it is you. And Chantao is jaw-dropped. She's shocked and a little amazed, really. How did you got it? You got everything's right. And the woman goes, I know. I'm like really good with this kind of shit. And again, it's like I can't. Doing this off of memory would have been really hard, but you gave me everything I needed. Now watch this. And she touches where your head is painted. And as she just gently lifts her fingers, more comes out. This 2D beautiful painting becomes 3D. Your head rises from it, and so does the rest of your body. So does your clothes. So does everything you had on you the day you died. And there you are, standing. And Chantao is conflicted. She's moved quite a few steps back. She is startled. She looks sick to her stomach in some form of sense, but she also looks relieved. Her body moves on its own first, in which she actually can't tell if she should hug you or draw her weapon. This is too much for her all at once. And Song, you know it's Song. She pokes your body, your very cold body, and goes, oh shit. Oh no. Oh, I kind of fucked up actually. That's not it, there's something missing. Oh shit. And Chantao goes, what? What is this? This is... What's happening? Song continues to explain. You just seem so sad, you know? So I did say I took a lot of liberties, and you know, this is kind of my thing. I was so certain I would have brought her back with something more, you know? She's empty. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it for it to go that far. If you give me like another week or two, I can fix it. And Chun Tao is furious. I cannot even begin. You have to, no. I don't care what you do. We need to get rid of this. I don't know what this is. This is too much. I have absolutely no idea what. I just wanted a painting, damn it. And Song just goes, I know, but what you want and what you need are two different things. And the memory will, in fact, end here as you wake up. Chat is funny. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you again though for the
Thank you for the lore drop.
memory unlocked.
Yeah.
Damn that lore drop. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm
glad we got to see grilled cheese again.
Yeah, grilled cheese.
We did. We did get to see grilled cheese.
You said it. I was like, oh yeah, just chilling up there.
Chilling up there, grilled cheese. Let's go. So
also, Bamori's a
we
painting.
open. Yeah, Bamori's a painting. Just to get Dorian grade Bamori.
And I was empty.
We are gonna open properly now on the Mola. And behind the Mola, waves of black boats with red sails under the dragon's breath. And underneath, this giant, intimidating silhouette of another ship. Underneath, bigger than the Mola, swimming under it like a predator's jaws. That is the Moonblade, which belongs to the great Chimera form, who is also with you on your trip. Your destination, Melicity, your plans, a final strike against Blackwater with your full force. The tension is high, probably even higher now thanks to Bamori waking up like that. And you swear every follicle of your hair or fur rises on your body in anticipation. So now I'm going to ask if you wish to have any final moments or words with an NPC, this is your last chance.
I think Irha would, upon waking, would go over to whatever room Reyna is staying in. Kind of, they're dressed a little nicer than usual, and not entirely battle appropriate either. Like, it doesn't look like they're dressed for what's gonna happen later today. And they're kind of looking over their clothes. They have the gem that Reyna gave them kind of like sticking out of their clothes. There's like a little bit, a hole cut out of their shirt in order to allow it to sort of poke out. And they're like, okay. And she knocks on the door.
You are greeted with... The door opens, and you are greeted with like a hello. And then you look down, and it's one of the three goblins that Reyna had made sure that she took with her when y'all teleported out. This little goblin is named Mike, like M-I-C, Mike. And they look at you, hands folded like this, going, well, can we help you? What do you need? Purple?
I'm looking for the third star. Is she inside, or?
Yeah, she's inside. Come in. You are like let in, and the best way to put it is, Reyna is being tended to by the three handmaidens. Essentially, they are helping her put her armor on. She has no idea how to do it by herself, and it is a lot of pieces, as you are beginning to realize. But she is fully clothed when you like enter. It really is just armor pieces that they're putting on, and there's like a stool with books stacked on top, so that way the goblins can actually reach. Reyna's not incredibly tall by any means. It's just goblins are like 2 to 3 feet tall.
Reyna, I don't mean to interrupt your preparations. And they kind of look kind of curiously at all of the armor. And they kind of get distracted for a second by it. They cock an eyebrow. Is that really all necessary, given that we're going to be enacting an assassination? I mean, you're still on that team, correct?
The stealth team, yes. This is this armor is a bit different from my understanding, which is why I'm being laced into it. But yes, technically, got to keep the rest of me safe. She does the air quotes, but like she's like T-posing, so it's like I can't do it without you guys won't see it. But she's basically T-posing.
I suppose, and Itha looks over, and one of the goblins is maybe like struggling with one of the pieces. Maybe it's like one of the chest pieces, and they just like can't really reach properly at it. So Itha just kind of goes up as the goblin like moves and almost drops the chest piece. Itha kind of rushes over, picks it up, and goes, let me, and starts to sort of like help Reyna into the armor. Right. So
you are like this, though. You're like this. You're close.
And it like keeps like looking like at Reyna, and then like can't really hold her gaze, and so like keeps looking down at the armor and then back up, because they're like, is it appropriate for me to be looking down here? But I have to for this armor. Oh my god, what have I gotten myself into? And they're just kind of so I wanted to just double check with you about our plans for today. Wanted to make sure that we have everything that we need. Are you going? Do you have all of the plans?
Oh, we do have our little boat. It's going to just be you, me, Alani, and your captain together on a small ship with a ridiculous amount of black powder. And this other thing that the Chimera form gave us, it's like a yellow sticky sap. They insisted that it works well, so I trust them. Free shit is free shit. Besides that, well, this is a bonus, and she gives you just a smile. She gives you a gay smile. This is the best way to put it. This smile is full of ulterior motives.
Those gay smiles.
Yellow sap, you say, from the Chimera form. What exactly is that for?
It doesn't have a very nice name. It's called the Verendisput. But basically it's super explosive, but super sticky and waterproof. So might come in handy, Powder can be washed away. This thing apparently doesn't. And it explodes underwater. I'm beginning to think maybe that's how they got on your ship in the first place, and not through some creature attacking. But I mean, I don't know. What do you think? And she very much shrugs to push the armor off a little bit. So you got to do it again. She's just keeping you here longer now.
Itha notices, but doesn't point it out, and just kind of like acts as if this was always like this, and they're going to continue to put the armor on. Well, I think that if you wanted the spit of a god, it would be a little bit easier to acquire than this, but I mean... Sorry, did I... That came out incorrectly. What I meant was...
I would love the spit of a... Oh, no, see, now that is going to come out very incorrectly. I'd like the spit in a different way. One that won't blow my mouth apart.
See, that's what I'm saying, though, is that if we are supposed to be stealthy as a team, I think that explosives may not be the correct route to go. And with all of this armor... it'll be a little difficult for you to run away if things go south.
Do you want to take my armor off then?
And I think like at this point it's like finished lacing it up and kind of like takes a step back. Perhaps another time.
Well, the idea with the explosives is that we will be back on our little ship, getting the hell away out, while we blow it up, in the distance, like bad arses. And, truthfully, that is how I see it, Other than that, well, I think, hopefully, getting what we want by then, we should be good. And if we need to do battle, well, somebody has to keep you safe. You might be built really nicely, but you rather get hurt a lot.
I get hurt a lot because I am also of a sound constitution. I heal very quickly as well. One of the benefits of having a parent like I do.
Yes, I believe that would count as a benefit. Is there anything else you came to see me for, or just to look nice?
Just wanted to ask you as well what your plans for afterwards were with Melicity, I mean. After all, the city will fall once Blackwater is killed, and there will be a power vacuum. Nobody there to take it over. So, as the princess of the region, I figure you probably know who is going to be taking over that city. And I have some ideas if you don't.
Oh, well, I'd like to hear your ideas. Entertain me with your thoughts.
Well, after all of this, you owe me a title. Do you not, Major
I do.
Pirate Lord? And what
I
would a
do,
Major
yes.
Pirate Lord be without a city of their own? So, if you have
Alright.
no one more fitting to give this city to, and if I may be so bold, I don't think you do, I would love to take it over.
Well, hopefully we don't completely destroy this place. If there's anything left standing and you still want it, I'll give it to you. I do owe you this much, yes, and we did agree to it. I am nothing if not a woman of my word, I guess is the best way to put it. You want Felicity? I'll give it to you. You can have it. Afterwards, though, expect me to help delegate, or at least the beginning parts of it. Not sure
I
how
would
many
not-
people are going to be happy.
Well, I wouldn't be unhappy with your company around the city, at least for a while.
Yes. Just... And she's going to, grab your chin. She's done this before. It's quite the assertive grab. But not squishing the cheeks. It's a grab. It's a good grabbing your chin. She will tilt your head down so your eye level and go, "Oh, don't you dare die on me now, dear. If anyone's going to take your breath away, it's going to be me." And then she will push off on your chest and go back upstairs, and she's done being laced into her outfit. Nice. Is there anything anybody else wants to
Damn.
do before we attack?
Yeah, there was a quick thing. Definitely not as cool as that. But
Don't sell yourself short like this, Randy. How dare you?
No, I mean,
Yeah, you have
Rashu
Aki
was
with you.
trying to go and talk to Alani before the big fight because Alani knows spirits, and he just wants someone to talk to who understands that. So, and he's bringing Aki.
You'll
the crowd.
find. Yes.
I think that's how he shows up with the conversation. He's like, "Hey, have you met Aki yet?"
Have you heard the good news about
Sorry, there
Aki,
was
our
a-
savior?
Oh my
Yes.
god, no, not the Jehovah's Witness.
Aki's witness.
Yeah, Aki's Witness. Let's go. For just $5 a month, you can get something. I'm not sure yet. Okay, you go. You'll find Alani on the deck of the ship. You would know that they do a lot of their religious rituals at night. So they kind of bless the ship every night, just safety and whatnot. And so when you come up, you're a little surprised to see them doing something similar in the morning. They're seated, cross-legged, sort of, arms on their sides, and they're looking up, not really upward, but outward, almost like in a form of meditation. It's a little bit similar to what you see them do at night, though they pull out their censer and they actually sing a little. Like it's way different, but at the same time, this is a similar position, and it's not something you'd see them do in the morning. And then you come with your crab, and they look at you and they go, "I have not met a crab."
You haven't? Well, and he's like,
No.
so this is Aki, and Aki and I are training to be better hunters. And then Aki's like there with like the little pincers, like, see, I taught Aki to understand. But
Nice.
I hope I wasn't interrupting anything.
No, not really. Just refocusing.
I mean, yes. We have a big day ahead of us. And I take a seat, sort of cross-legged, next to Alani, and I go, I remember when we first met, you said you saw cats, correct? In the
Yeah.
spirits?
Yes.
How have you gone so long in your life seeing these spirits? They've followed me since I was a child, both good and bad. Some terrifying and some happy. But this last unborn creature that came looking like these spirits, what if that happens again? What should I do?
Well, I've seen them since I was a child as well. And they were never. They did not look as nice as they do now. It was just shadows. On all fours. Hungry. I'm born here. I was born in the middle of the war. The person who used to own me is no longer. And so I've been free for a long time, and I've come to understand so much more with these spirits. They're all I have. Them and Zatara. And I started to see them as I would see her. Like cats. And they weren't scary as cats. They were so peaceful. I think everything needs to take a form. And so it's easier when you acknowledge that they're there. They always want something. And sometimes they just want to not be forgotten. It's also my job to make sure that they're not forgotten. I took an oath to make sure that I send the spirits back to where they belong. I have to help them with the reincarnation cycle. It is my oath to them, it's my oath to Satara, and I will keep that oath. And maybe you need one like that. You don't need to you don't need to be me. You do not need to be me. There's only one me, but like me.
And he sort of listens as Alani begins like sort of repeating that part, and he goes, if you would have me, I would love to learn at least how to send some of these spirits to remember them, even if it's just a little. I would be honored to learn from you.
Oh, well, that's a first. I might not be a very good teacher, but if you want to learn, and if you will have me as your teacher, then I am very happy to have you as my student. Yeah. It's not that hard, though. You just have to not be scared. It's a little easier to do this when you're a bit broken, and no offense, but you're quite broken, but in a nice way. And you know, I don't know if I'm making any more sense, actually. Your crab is nice.
Oh, thanks. Yes, this is for once since I met Aki. I feel like things make sense.
Aw. That's me. That's not a line. Alani will nod, look at the crab, look over the crab, and then you see them kind of pull out this it's a little bag, and the powder is this seaweed green, and they just go, "Can I touch your Aki?" What the fuck?
And I hold Aki up very carefully.
Mhm. They take a little bit of this powder and they spread it between their fingers before drawing a little symbol on top of its back. And they go, "Okay, I that might help for your Aki. You know, not dying. I hope." I put it back now.
Aw, thank you.
Mhm. But I would love to teach you after all of this.
Oh, yeah.
This is not
no,
the best place for learning.
Yes, and we're on two different teams. But I wanted to make sure to come and meet you, like speak to you again, and just say thank you. See you after the fight.
See you after the fight.
And he
If I
stands
live.
up and gives a nice bow, and then heads back. He's got a new
Aki
teacher,
will,
you guys.
not Aki. Ooh, shit,
Not Aki.
Alani will also give you a bow. Yes, and your crab does have armor. That we'll just count it as like mage armor or something like that. It's your crab is safe. Okay, I was never gonna kill your crab, but now it's like narratively safe.
Yeah, that is that. See that when I was thinking of things to do with said crab, I was like, how do I keep the crab safe? Now that so
Divine intervention has literally been marked on your crab. You're fine. So yeah. Your crab is good. You're safe. You did teach Aki a trick, right? Do you want to say what your trick is now, or you want to keep it for later?
I wanna use it in the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
then when the battle happens, we'll let you explain your trick. There's gonna be so many moments for your. I thought of something really dumb. Okay, wait. You go, and then Alani runs back to actually greet you again, and you hear the clank 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 of the armor, and the like they sound like a little train coming over, and they're like, wait, one more. Let me touch crab, and their hand is now full of this powder, and if you do, they will then flip Aki over and put another like little symbol on the belly, and they go, "Okay, you're good."
What does that one do?
Return.
Eh.
Return.
Oh,
You know your friend like threw a crab once, twice, many
Shut up.
times. This one will come back when thrown.
yeah.
I
Return.
can't read.
Perfect. All right,
Okay,
that's my
you can go.
speed. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah. Any last things?
Just a quick note that Bamori woke up with her wife. and
Yes, you did.
we'll exchange some just some morning last words before yet another battle, because the last one just went so damn well that they went into together. So Maury's
But
going
you're
to
actually with. Mhm.
yeah.
You're actually together this time. You're not actually. You were separated that battle, and then you came. So you broke protocol. You broke your line and your instructions.
If I hadn't gone
This time,
there, then Chantal
together.
would have just died alone, and I can't have that. So
Mhm.
there's probably some tension,
Mhm.
especially given the dream. So I would have told Chantal the dream that I remembered. Probably had it confirmed as like a memory and not a dream.
Yeah, you
And then
would.
Bemori's
There's
just
definite
Mhm.
confirmation. Yep, that's what
Great.
happened pretty
It's
much.
a wonderful memory for everybody to relive. And Bemori would apologize for it, even though it's not her fault, but still kind of feels like she should. And then
This
I
is where
promise.
this is.
Mhm.
I was gonna say this
No,
is
you
where
can go
you would
ahead.
probably get like a. Yeah, this is where you probably get like a forehead kiss. Like you got nothing to apologize for.
Wait. I know, but we're going into battle again, kind of. Not the same, but could be today. And I don't know where you're going after this. I know you said you wanted to retire, and I want to come with you.
I mean, well, I mean, you're always welcome to come with me. You're free to stay. You're free to go. It's whatever you want to do. I support it. It's just I'm gonna go home. The Dragon's Pearl home, and I I like it there. I mean, I built it. We built it technically, but it was ground phase with you, and it's finished technically with me. Not entirely finished. It would be really complete if you were there, but it's you can always be there, right? So if you want to travel more, you can travel more. I just let me know that, but
I'm
if you
good.
travel more, just like let me know. So that way I'm like, okay, cool, sure, like shit, we got money, so like you don't gotta worry about that. But like other than that, whatever you want to
You
do
are a
is fine with
lot
me.
dorkier than you look.
Thank
like it.
you. Okay then, that's new. This is. I don't need to feel these types of ways. I'm going to war. We're gonna go to war. Just, oh my god. Okay. You get
Yeah,
a
but
steer.
after we
You
go to
probably get a
war,
really
we're
bad,
gonna
like,
after
go
we
to
go to
couples
war,
therapy. What?
we're gonna
Mhm.
go on a date and then we're gonna go home.
All right, yeah,
Okay.
I'm good with that. Know a couple places.
You're gonna have to. I don't know any.
We're gonna end that there. Mary Kate, was there
Yep.
anything you want to do?
Yeah, I would love to pop down to the Moonglade real quick and talk to the Chimera form.
Yeah. As you would know, the Moonglade is a ship that swims. Okay, it's a Flying Dutchman type of BS. That's the realest pirate. Everything I do with the Chimera form is just a rip off of the Pirates of the Caribbean, minus like Captain Swan. Oh, minus Captain Swan, but like you're good with this, okay? Um, so getting down there for you should be easy. Because your background feature and stuff like that. The swim isn't difficult at all, and the Moonglade looks exactly like how you left it. A ghost ship with fins. It's ridiculous. It doesn't even have sails. You shouldn't call it a ship. It's basically a submarine. Okay, except people can stand on top and have a conversation. It's one of those things. And like up on the ship you do see the Chimera form, so it's real easy to get down into, and they will greet you. And you guys can have a full-on conversation down here. Talking underwater is it's different for you and the rest of the crew there, because you are literally built for this. So you can have a full-on conversation. It might even just be an Aquin or something like that. Like you can have it.
Yeah.
It's fish talk.
So I will say to them, so preparation for your last battle, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of weird to think about, but yeah, it's a little exciting.
And what do you see yourself doing after all of this? What will happen to your routes, your sea?
I might give my routes to Ariana. We've always had a good relationship.
And you?
The queen, by the way, this is as a reference. This is Queen Ariana of the actual Mer people. Okay, like that's what he meant. Continue.
Yeah, the one who stopped Mamori from throwing a crab. And what about you? Without your ship, your crew, what are you going to do? Or will you keep them and just travel?
Oh, the ship is mine, and so where I go, it goes. I asked everyone if they wanted to stay or go. Them staying with me has always been what they wanted. You know this. They want to stay and just travel with me. So that's what we'll do. There are migration patterns that whales do. You know, the spirit whales. I thought I would follow them for a bit, see what actually happens. And the spirit whales are something. It's a phenomenon that happens in Shangsun, and it's when they are spirits of whales, and they like glow like green and shit. And what happens is, when they need to go up, they will fly out of the ocean and into the sky, and then they will actually pass by Shangri-La, which is the floating city, and then they'll come back. So their migration pattern is literally this way. It's going up. It's a saucer. And basically what the Chimera form is saying is, I'm gonna figure out how to make us fly.
I'm glad they all decided to stay. I would have stayed with you if you'd let me. I would stay with you now.
Well, they make a face, which is really hard for them to do because it's like stuck in certain ways. It's more of like it's like an eyebrow raise if they had eyebrows. It just goes up. The forehead just goes up and back down, and they just go. I mean, it's always there if you want to stay. I don't know how fond you are of me right now. 2 years is a lot, I think. So if you want to stay, I would like to stop burping, and I would love to. Gotta stop burping. I would love if you stayed too. Love is a strong word. Yes, no, that's the right word.
So 2 years isn't too long for you then. So would you take me back after everything?
I believe it's the other way around. Would you take me back after everything? I'm the one who left you.
And we'll have to talk about that. I could have done something if you had let me in. I could have helped you far, far sooner, but I'm going to go destroy him, and then I'll come back to you, okay?
Kick his ass. Tear it apart. But I don't want to see it. Like, that's a gross man. You do you. And she's actually going to give you this. Actually, do you want something from them? They look like they're gonna give you something and go, wait a minute, where are we? Like, are you going to accept something from me or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So this is hilarious. It's technically a scroll. It's a scroll in a bottle to keep the paper safe. Okay? I'll give it to you and you'll go. Now this is really strong magic, but I think you can cast it. So if things go really, 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 really bad, and I can't get to you in time, you use this, and I really don't know the benefits, honestly. It's I mean, I understand the benefits, but it's more so I'm not sure. It's really big. That's all I know. It's really big. It's gonna bring something. But I think having it just in case, after the last thing you guys fought, I think you're gonna fight something big, and I think you need big to fight big. And this is big. I said this word a lot. He looks away because he feels a little. This looking away is Chimera Form's way of showing that they are embarrassed. Words are hard.
Maybe I'm going to, I think that Mariki sort of takes the bottle and laughs and says, "You don't always need big to fight big, but I appreciate it." And they will like push up off of the sort of ship surface in the water so that they can actually reach the Chimeriform space because they are gnome. Chimeriform is tall. And
Chimeriform is over 6 feet.
Yeah, give her a little kiss on the cheek.
They're happy. Their gills do this. Because they can't show anything. And you swim back up to join the rest of your crew. They will like watch. They will watch until you are out of the water. And if you care to look at your scroll, you can tell me when you want to look at it. But I gave you something that you specifically requested. Is the best way to put it. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Shit. Hey, pretty sure everybody had a scene that they wanted. Yep. All right, we're gonna get really, really started now. All right. Takes you moments later before you see the horizon of Melicity again, and you thought it looked like shit before. It really looks like shit now. There is somehow this extra barricade that was made between where the island hits like the city and where the boats and all that have been wrecked upwards. There has somehow been a barricade to just wall everything off in such a really, it's not even a good barricade, to be 100% honest. It looks like the one in Les Mis, okay, where it's like they just took things and piled it up and thought, maybe, okay? And you can see on one side, essentially the side where the torpedo keep is, perhaps the tower fell, like parts of it fell again. It looks like shit down there too. It looks like a civil war is kind of happening inside Melicity. And now here you come with your fleets. So we're gonna start with the Chaos Destruction team first, okay? You begin your assault on Melicity. Your boats are met with, of course, Blackwater's own loyalists, and his naval might is very mighty, but it's scattered, okay, in a desperate attempt to cover every single side. They could not cover every single side beforehand. It's just even worse afterwards. You have the advantage. You have the open sea. And so Chantal will begin by calling for her archers to take aim as the first wave of catapults fire. And what you think are several pieces of debris actually appears to be the collection of several severed heads. And they fly into the sky and rain down on your enemies. You hear panic. You can feel it. And then you can smell it. Specifically not rot, not what a corpse smells like. You smell oil. And they are not prepared for the flaming arrows that fire next. They are not prepared at all. And this attack forces your enemies to scatter and essentially maintain support on one side. It is further away from the island area, so they have pushed them more towards where the battle should be in an attempt to keep as many people safe, and I use safe extremely loosely here, as possible. Now, a perception roll for Rashu and Bramori.
That's going to be a 30.
30? And as just in case, as a reference, the heads were all like laced, like covered in like gasoline, and then she threw it. And that's my favorite shit. I saw like that as a kid
Gross.
in one random movie, and I was like, that stuck with me forever. That was me.
Yep.
I don't even know the movie. All I know is I saw too many movies I wasn't allowed to as a kid, or I shouldn't be allowed to as a kid.
Yeah, I want to know what movie that it was, because I don't know if
I know it was. Yeah, I know it was a Chinese movie. I cannot tell. It was a Chinese movie, and it was also about pirates.
Ooh.
I'm straight up. I'm thiefing it here. Okay, no idea anything else about that movie, but that one thing, core memory. Mori, I need your perception again.
Yes, I thank you for your patience. I had to do mental math. Also, I unfortunately logged into things in two separate browsers, so I'm going back and forth. I was a 29.
29? Okay. So you both notice that the path closest to Torpedo Keep is not covered. This is the path that your friends are going to take. And you can just tell, just by looking at it, that the enemy ships could quickly and easily intercept allies if spotted. They have like the wind's advantage, so the wind will push their sails much faster. You can do pretty much anything.
All right. I know what to do for that. I will finally. I will cast at level 5. Black Tentacles. Range is 120 feet. So 120 feet range, and then the area that it covers is 20 feet of flat surface. So just 20 feet straight out, little circle, I assume. There's going to be...
In terms of reaching...
Yes.
In terms of, like, reaching your stuff and all that, this is super nebulous, because technically you're moving forward, and you can just, go on whatever ship you like. So, like, yeah. If I will say you can reach it just by your range alone, but, like, yeah, you don't gotta worry about the logistics of where you are, per se.
Good. Cool. Perfect. Anyway, then I'm going to cast Black Tentacles.
What happens?
This is it. Oily black tentacles rise up and grapple each creature in the area, or attempt to. Let me say, it says make a spell attack roll against the fortitude DC of each creature, and the attack is like plus 22. Everything that I succeed against is grabbed and takes damage. So let me just... Oh, that was a 19 plus 22. Oops. That's a 41 to hit.
Okay. Okay. What are you doing exactly with your tentacles of doom here?
So these terrifying
don't
tentacles.
Worry about it.
Did you say don't worry about it?
If you want to know.
Oh, okay.
I said don't worry about it because you don't gotta worry about them fighting back. You technically crit, so go for it. What do you want to do with them?
Nice. So Bamori is going to go full witch, eyes black as these oily tentacles, and just lifts out their arms as these tentacles rise out to this vulnerable area, and absolutely anything that is coming our way, but also anything that is at its edge, is going to start to have to navigate these tentacles. I would also imagine they're quite distracting since it's a bunch of tentacles coming out of nowhere and they're huge. Like they're each
Yeah,
easily
I would say
like feet. I don't know what feet are really because I'm not American, but like what's big feet? 20 feet? Is that a lot? 20 feet tentacles.
Yeah,
Why not?
that. Yeah, big
Sure.
shit. I would
Big.
say even just they're thick boys, so like you could straight up just wall it and block their view
Yep.
too. So like, just total mayhem. Rashi, is there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, I want to look for someone who on the enemy side looks like they are a guard captain or like a commander on the field. And I want to shoot an arrow near them. Not at them, but near them. So,
Okay, yeah, you can, yeah.
Yeah,
I will
so-
say that guard captains wear different uniforms, maybe fancier hats, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, you can tell, like, those are just the foot soldiers. Those are just the regular guys, and that one looks special. That one has a little skull emoji in a video game, you know, like, so you know they're
Yes.
a little bit better.
Ooh. Let me make sure I did that right. That's a 43. Okay.
All right,
To
so
hit.
you crit too. What happened?
Well, I don't crit. So my arrow, you see Rashu sort of take his arrow out, but before he does that, he calls Aki to jump on his shoulder. And Aki stands there and grabs onto the arrow and sort of hides in its shell. So he goes, and as soon as you hit them, then you come back. All right? And he's like talking through the plan, and he like pulls back his bow, and he has like all this like hope. He's like, show them, Aki, and then like shoots the arrow out. It flies and it hits the wall. Like the guard is probably like shocked. He's like, there's an arrow coming, and it goes next to him. But what comes at him is Aki the crab attacking him, and then just gonna do some damage. I don't know what kind of damage Aki does, but
I'll let him do. Okay. Aki is either gonna do your regular amount of damage, or Aki will just do what they can do in terms of damage, and then something else. Because I decided to roll a secret check for Aki, and Aki noticed something you both didn't.
I get it.
So,
Let's do that one.
that one, okay. So Aki.
But I
Calling
want
it
you
Aki
to
is
imagine an
very
arrow
funny.
with a little crab that's like going around, and it's like an anime, like holding on, like closing its eyes so it doesn't get dizzy, and then it's gonna jump out and like be like, "Rah!" and then attack.
Yeah. Have y'all seen Attack on Titan? Aki. Okay, well, the thing that they do is the characters launch themselves at giants, with two, like, swords, and then they attack the neck, okay? And so Aki jumps off the arrow, ready with their pincers, and they attack the guard in the weak spot, the nose, technically the face, somewhere on the face, okay? And the guard spins around. Now Aki has a big brain, and Aki noticed that there is still oil on some parts of the ship, parts that weren't caught on fire. This guard has a torch. So Aki trips them, and they fall, and the torch hits the oil, and then Aki returns to you, and that side's also on fire.
Right back on my shoulder. Whoa!
Attack on
I
Titan
gotta-
music plays in the background.
we do a little high five.
You get a high five back. It's smart enough to know. I think it loves you enough to know.
Yep.
I told you there'd be crabs. God. I actually, I did roll. So I was like, this crab doesn't have much. I wonder what if he'll notice. And I nat 20'd the roll, so the answer was yes. The crab noticed. The crab opened its many eyes and was like, anything to make Dad proud.
I want you to know
that's
that what
hiding.
I love about this is Rashu thinks like it was like fate that like brought Aki to him, but instead it was Bamori throwing a crab at him.
Yeah.
Who said I'm
Now,
not fate?
That's true. Now,
Yeah.
before we move on to the sneak attack team, you guys will watch this little part here as you see the moon glade that was underneath y'all rise up from the sea like a whale jumping out of the water, just full like tummy up first before it lands, essentially docked, and water is spewed out everywhere. You see that the ship is really weird, and the ship can open up like a mouth, and it opens up, and it's just wood and all that inside. But the ship is kind of a little. The ship's kind of a little fruity or something, and it opens itself up, and you see Tita Gloria, the loving and trusting Tita. Excuse me. God damn it. And Tita means auntie, by the way, if people don't know. Means auntie in Filipino. In Filipino, Tagalog, my bad. And you see like civilians are essentially being escorted inside the Moonglade for safety. And off on the side, you see the rest of the crew of the Moonglade, including the Chimera form, crawling up on other ships and then fighting on there. And it does not take long for them to literally sink the ships down. You'll see a couple of explosions here and there, and they didn't bring anything with them, really. So you're not sure what it is. Could be the Verendisput sap, but they sink ships. Please imagine if like tentacles could come up and like grab onto something and pull it down. It's similar, but nothing. You don't see that. It's sinking, and they are sinking nicely, or they're bashing into other people. Like they know how to frickin' search and destroy, you know? And so, now we're gonna move to the sneak attack team. You guys, essentially while this is all happening, because now it's all kind of happening at once, you hop on to this, one of those regular, small black boats, except no sails this time, and it's just Reina, Irha, Mariket, and Alani. And several barrels of black powder, sticks of dynamite, and again, yes, the sticky yellow sap that y'all sort of would know, especially Mariket, you would know as the Verendisput. Mariket for you, and Irha probably for you too, because because I believe you're trained in nature at the very least.
Yeah, I'm an expert in nature.
Expert? Oh, okay, then yeah, you'd know this for sure. You would know that this sap grows underwater. It's called Verendisput because it's explosive, and it's just not an appealing sap. And you know that it's what people can use to stick to the sides of ships with blowholes in them. It's completely waterproof, and the Chimera farmers give you quite a nice, a decent amount of it, and you only need a little bit. It's kind of like C4, sort of. That's essentially what it is. You only need a little bit of it, and you gotta stick it on. That's for sure. So, thanks to the efforts of your teams, you guys will arrive to the familiar side of Torpedo Keep, kind of effortlessly. And if you're wondering how you're moving there, because technically the wind is against you and you have no sail, Alani can manipulate the water with magic and is essentially using that to waterbend your way there as quickly and silently as they can muster. They're just moving their arms a bunch, and y'all are also moving. So you arrive, and once again Alani will effortlessly open the great doors to the gross, stinky sewage butthole part of the Torpedo Keep. And and Reina will then speak. The objective: we need to distribute the explosives so that the bottom will sink and hopefully the top will come with it. We're going to make a black powder trail. Right, Alani will do that. And then we're going to need a very powerful source of magic to blow this shit in while we're out. I am going to lead a team that goes up. And by a team, I mean, I guess it's just two of us. And Alani will be going down. So It's up to you guys. Who do you want to go with?
Remembering the little like antlers on our ship in the war plans, Marakit is going to look at Irha and say, "Would you like to go up then?"
I would love to, although I would have figured that you would have wanted to come and stick the knife into Blackwater yourself as well. No?
Not sure. I mean, do we have a sense of
doesn't-
like where he will be or anything?
Okay, so just give me a perception roll. All of you, technically. Well, minus everyone on this team, on the PCs on this sneak attack team.
34.
Got a also 34.
Hey.
Ah, shit. Okay. You will remember that Chun Tao's operatives have given you the information that Blackwater hasn't really left his lab. Okay, and his lab is underground. However, Margit especially, and Irha, you can kind of like look around and guess, like make a proper guesstimate here. Margit, you will remember that the lab is underground and therefore underwater. It's partially underwater. So water will pour in. And essentially, you could just swim underneath the tower, the keep, and apply something waterproof there. Any way will work. You're pretty sure, you both are pretty sure blowing up something down will work. Something on top will just help, bring everything down. But blowing up something down, that will drown.
I think it might actually be better, Captain, for us to stick together. I think we can both go down and help with laying the trap. I have a way of keeping Reyna safe, even if I'm not with her.
Can I vibe check Irha? I can't tell if this is just me vibe checking Hamnah or if this is in character. But I am
Are you just
so
trying to see if this is
suspicious right
gay
now.
or what?
No, I'm trying to see if
What
this is
are you trying to
Murder.
ascertain? What's the question here?
Is Hamnah or is Irha? I'm sorry. Is Irha trying to keep the number of major lords down after this is all over?
Okay, what'd you roll? Because I'm gonna also roll.
Yeah, I only rolled a 29.
I rolled a 34.
No.
You do have hero points. You have hero points, and there's a
You have
pool
your
of
points.
dice in the
I will
pool.
allow it.
No, I feel like I'm
Go
gonna
for
need
it.
to
If you would like, you can use it. Go for it.
I
That's
feel
what
like
this
I'm gonna
game is
need them
about. We're
later.
villains. It's cool.
Yeah, if it happens, I just won't see it coming now. It's fine.
It have rolled better than Bamori. I mean, sorry, than Marikit. So,
You
sorry.
leave
Yeah, I don't
Bamori
know what.
alone.
You're just kind of
So
like,
for-
okay, cool.
All Marikit can tell is, yeah, this is just Irhad's plan. This is try to stick together for safety in numbers.
Right. I haven't gotten to fight at your side recently, so let's go.
And before we part ways, Irha is going to take Reyna by the hand, and as he does, he is going to cast Life Connection between the two of them. Technically, it has a cast time of 10 minutes, but for the purpose of narrative, can we just say it happens kind of instantaneously?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
Minutes
cool.
have been going on. It's fine.
Cool. So, Reyna is essentially going to feel this, like, warmth wash over her, and these little flowers and vines are going to start to appear on her hand where their hands are touching, and they're going to actually wrap around both Irha's hand and Reyna's hand, kind of in like a binding them together. And then Irha is going to peel away, and the vines are going to stay on Reyna's hand as well. Essentially, what the spell does is I can now sense when the target, which is Reyna, takes damage. Technically, it has a range of 1 mile, but I am going to ask you, Aki, if I can extend this range for whatever cost you as a GM would like to give to me, to make it so that when Reyna's up there and we're down there, that I can still have this spell go off. And basically, it allows me to take damage instead of Reyna.
Okay. How long does this spell last? Because
24 hours.
This is for me to know. 24 hours. Okay, cool. I'll let you increase the range. Yeah. I'm gonna make you take damage though. I think because I'd rather have you take damage to your health rather than give you a bunch of penalties. Because I don't think you deserve penalties right now. We were very good. So it's
whatever you think is fair, I'm willing to take it.
Mm-hmm. That's not fair. Oh. This might be fair. What was the spell level?
The spell is a 3rd level spell. It's called Life Connection.
3rd level. Oh, okay. 3rd level? That's not fair. I'll just do this. I'll say you take 20 points of damage.
Did you say 20 or 40?
20. Don't worry about that 40.
I was like, wait, hold on.
I want to let you know I was rolling something else because I wasn't sure, and that's why I decided to ask you for what the spell level this is, because I'm not gonna make you take a ridiculous amount of damage. I think 20 is fine, and because essentially what would be happening to extend this is you are now dipping into not your own life force per se, so you're not losing years or anything like that, but it's your energy right now. You might get like extra tired after all of this is done and your adrenaline is done, but like as of now, like that's essentially what's happening. It's almost like you're giving yourself a mind, but not really.
For flavor, I think the vines that are specifically on Itha's hands and arms have thorns on them. The one that Reyna has don't, but the ones that Itha has manifested on themselves do. And the thorns are essentially like pricking into their skin and they're like bleeding a little bit down their arm.
And you see Reyna make a face. And she'll look at you and she goes, I'm not entirely sure what you've done. But I know when you use magic like this, it does hurt you. I'm going to fix it one day. Alright. You all good?
Ready when you are, Captain.
Be as quick as possible. We're not going to blow this shit up until we're all back here. Okay? Our idea is to get out and not fall with this place, okay?
As you say, Princess.
Good. She will give you a firm nod. She will give Alani and Marikit a nod, a firm nod. It's a fruity nod for you, but it's a firm nod for the rest of you. And she goes into the little sewage butthole area, and so does Alani. Boom, disappear. Like, you two, I believe, are swimming underneath. Yeah. Now, to do your swimming, I know that, Marikit can breathe underwater. Irha, are you just gonna hold your breath and pray?
No, I'm going to cast water breathing at level 2, which allows me to breathe underwater for an hour.
Alright. Level 2 spell will do something to you. I think... Oh, am I nerfing you too much? I don't think so, actually. I think
it's cool.
What happens
I like it.
Like it? Okay. You can't use any more level 2 spells for an hour. Or until you drop water breathing.
Okay, cool.
You feel a block after you do it. Perhaps it's because you're out of your element when you are fully submerged underwater, and you feel this disconnect. Despite it being nature, you are Earth, and nature is everything. So you guys are swimming. You're swimming down, and I just give me like an athletics check just to see how quickly you can go underneath here, because you do have to go down, you know.
I rolled a nat 20 for a total of 32. My athletics are not very good.
I rolled a 30.
You're doing a good job. Going in, you know, your muscles flexed, okay? Going in. You can you do it, you know, the breaststroke, all of that shit. And then your tiny captain like a torpedo underwater. It makes a noise. Shit doesn't make noises in underwater, but this one makes noise, just like a car. Bubbles. You're left with bubbles in your face. You get there. You guys get down there under. Actually, what I will ask you to do now is make a perception roll.
33.
32.
Okay. You guys
it's like
are
a little
going
contest back and forth.
I like
It
it.
is.
It's
I love
fun.
So as you swim under, you will see familiar bodies. Specifically, black tendril-looking things, appendages on appendages. For you, Irha, this is like, have you ever seen like a bundle of like seaweed or like a tree's roots or something like that, and then it looks really messy, right? That's what it kind of looks like to you. You're thinking you're seeing squid. Marikit, you are fucking seeing some of the Umberborn's little friends, that's for sure. They're not as big as the Look at Me. I will give you guys that. They are not as big as the Look at Me. But they can swim. And rather than notice you, something like you see a bunch of lights go off in the distance. Perhaps a crab did something. You're not sure. You just know something, you know, like it's on fire over there. And they look and they see and they swim towards it, away, clearing the way for the rest of you guys to go in safely. Okay. You are now underneath the Torpedo's Keep. Essentially, you found it. It's a weird rock-looking shape. You can even like kind of see just the boats on top and where they kind of fall under, and then the island seafloor, how it just kind of goes really weird. Like the slope is awkward. Everything is super awkward, simply because it wasn't built originally with rising ground in mind. Technically, it's the water levels that dropped, but this is a really weird buildup. Is the best way to put it. But you know where you're at the very least. I'm assuming you brought with you the Verendisput.
For the spit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I would probably say they gave you all of it since you're going underwater, and this is not something heavy at all. So you guys can just open up your crate and go ham. Is there any particular way you're distributing this at all, or?
Well, can we first take a look around the area to see, like, are there, does there appear to be, like, a door? You said that Blackwater is in his lab, right? And we're trying to sort of essentially trap him there so that he drowns. Is there, like, a door to his lab or, like, any sort of particular weak spots that we can see in the rock in this area? Things like that.
Yeah. So I'm glad I have this cup still. So please think of it like this, and like the seawater would be like where this lid is, okay? So you guys are underwater, and right here would be a ceiling or a roof for you, but that's the floor for him. And if he's in his lab, he's probably like right at the bottom where I'm attacking with the straw. You're pretty sure that if you blow up here, like if that was the main point of impact, it's just gonna, the water will flood in, he will fall out, but like it's gonna be a, you know, like a bash, like he really jumped into a pool from a high place. It hurts, and for him that's probably gonna hurt. And if you guys can get the top to crash down too, it's gonna be like a oof of an area.
And Idha, looking at this, is gonna... Actually, am I able to talk underwater or not? I know that Marikit can, but I don't think I can. Can I?
Water breathing, I don't think it specifies if it lets you talk.
It
But
doesn't.
if
It
you
just says
speak
that I can breathe underwater.
Yeah, and if you speak like Aquan at all, which is just basically a water elementals, yeah, no. You guys have any form of telepathy? I would allow a message spell.
Actually, I
or
do.
cantrip.
I can cast message. It's a cantrip. Yeah. Okay. So, Idha is going to cast message into Marikit's brain. That sounded weird the way that I said that. It's gonna say, if we're trying to get the roof, Blackwater's roof, not our roof, to collapse as well, then I think it would be worth, and they kind of look up at this sort of like rock formation that's jutting out. It might be worth also collapsing the walls of this instead of just the floor. What do you think?
Yeah, I just don't want to give him more space to escape, but I think that the explosion... I don't know, I think the explosion might be enough. I have an idea of how far it will go off, and I don't see him coming out of it. And they sort of tap at the bottle that they still have the scroll in, attached on a bandolier on them.
What exactly is the range on that thing anyway?
You need to link to the spell again, or you go?
500 feet.
500 feet. Oh my goodness. Okay.
It was
That's a
specially
very
requested.
large range. Okay, Captain, then I will follow your lead. You know this element better than I do.
And Aki, just so if we blow up this lab, or this whole sort of keep, it will also blow up all of his, like, unborn creature creepy crawlies, right? Probably? Or the ones that are still around
Yeah,
here?
if it's still, especially if they're still inside, you're pretty sure this will do enough damage to kill them. You're pretty sure anybody in this keep is drowning or like getting crushed by debris regardless, and so you're hoping it'll take him with it and anything else that's inside. Though you are aware that at least 2 guys have escaped just because they were swimming underneath.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, that's basically it. Yeah, you're pretty sure. Just total damage to this thing is enough.
Okay, well then I think that with great vindictiveness and glee, Margit will start sort of slapping the Verendisput on the bottom of the lab.
I will say, now that it's underwater, it has a very pretty amber color. Like, if you've ever seen light reflect on top of water and it's really, really pretty, it's kind of like that. It's quite pretty to look at. Then you smack it on there. Is there anything else you want to do down here? Are you guys good? You're gonna eat.
I don't suppose there's anything else for us to do in this area, is there? Other than just...
No. I don't.
No.
I really don't think so. I mean, you could technically swim wherever you'd like, but other than that, it's... Yeah. Oh, you
Yeah.
can see the dead, though, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, would you like to do like a spiritual vibe check?
Sure. What do you want me to roll, like...
Perception would be good.
religion?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perception, okay.
Perception, honestly, religion if you really want to, whichever's better. Like, just... Because you're going
Perception's
for,
better.
like, dead people! Yeah, you're like, dead people,
Yeah.
talk to me, you know, like, that kind of vibe.
I got a 23, but I'm gonna use a hero point just to reroll that, because that's kind of poopy. 32.
32. You focus, You open your eyes again, and suddenly you can see just like moss. This entire area is black. Like it's poisoned or rotting away. And by area, I mean not just where the torpedo keeps basement essentially is. The water looks darker now. All of it looks darker. In fact, if it weren't for just you knowing where you placed the sap and the placement of Marikit in general, you wouldn't know where they were. It feels like it clouds your vision. You're not going to take any penalties or anything, but I think now you kind of understand what they've been doing a little bit better. It's like this place is polluted. It's like you're swimming in sewage. You feel gross, you feel heavier, and you can probably see it's not really a grate because you were already seen as like the sewage grate or anything like that, but like you can kind of see a path lead to it. Like whatever it's pumping back out is also bad. And I will give you basically lore for this, essentially, because this is you collecting this information and making, like, you're inferring, you're reflecting upon it. And you can probably tell that whatever he does in the lab, and then based on the information you got of how he does it from the look at me, he just pumps it back out through the sewage. And that's what's caused this air of contentment around Melicity. He's basically cursed these lands. He has cursed the sea, this area, this territory of his. It's why the clouds refuse to part ways for the sky. He has cursed this place, and you are so certain now the gods can't see you, actually. There is no gods here. You are hidden away. You are a blind spot. You are a point in which perhaps now things are just making so much more sense. Everything is making so much more sense. Why it's unholy, why everything seems so desperate and evil, honestly, is the best way to put it. There are no gods here. You are in cursed lands. And it's not because they're turning away from you. It's because they cannot reach you here.
Yike. Gonna take in all of that information. Yike. That's not great because if the gods can't see us, my parent can't see us, and that's kind of terrifying because they're kind of my lifeline. So it had taking all of this in, kind of shakes it off and steals themselves back into the plan. We're here to kill Blackwater. We're also here, though, for another reason, I think. And when we're about, I want to say, like, 300 feet. Like, we've swam, like, 300 feet out. There's still maybe, like, a couple hundred feet to go before we're out of range. I imagine we're still in the water at this point. And I imagine Marikit is probably still in front, kind of, because Marikit swims faster than Irha does by default. And they're just going to, from where they are, cast Flesh to Stone on Marikit. It has a range of 120 feet. Can you please make me a Fortitude save?
Good fucking lord! Oh my god!
37.
Ah, damn it. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
What-
that is a success.
Is that a... Okay. What
That's
happened?
a success for you, Marikit. You are slowed for one round. You can feel your body start to get heavier all of a sudden. It's your flesh isn't turning to stone. It would have had this spell gone off. But you do start to feel like all of a sudden you're denser than you were before, and it's a little bit harder for you to swim at this point.
Okay, can I tell that, like, this is because Ira just tried to cast something on me?
Does your spell tell you, like, whether or not they know automatically if they succeed?
It doesn't say.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the
then
spell
what I
technically
will
has
allow-
like a verbal component, so I will say that normally you would be able to tell, so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I think that's safe to say then you can tell. Especially since you can speak underneath here, you'd probably hear this better. You're just trained, or your body is built different. Oh, you will also you'll take something for that, but I'll think about it in a bit.
That might also be a good place.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go. Go.
No, I just was gonna say, me and Bamori are on like the team actually like working together. I'm so...
Yeah!
Look, Bamori gave you a crab, and now you guys are bonded
I
for
did.
life.
Unfortunately.
You should have given me a crab.
Yes.
Come on, Mikey. What was all that about? But I was gonna say that might actually be a nice spot for a break if you were looking for one.
Yeah. Okay, if we're good with the break over here, I'm
fix
also
my
good.
light.
We
I'm
all
so
good?
sorry it went out.
Yes. No problem. Okay, join us in like 15 minutes as I stop profusely sweating. Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, nothing? It's just someone took the last of the coffee and didn't make any more.
Well, it wasn't me. I don't even drink coffee.
I wasn't really blaming you.
Then what?
Well, I was just...
Oh, I get it.
I'm sorry. I didn't even know you were there.
But I'm always there, Matthew. I'm Jesus.
Okay.
Did you not get the memo? The part right here? Thou shalt not take my name in vain?
I actually did not get that.
Maybe we should revisit this part. About lies.
We don't really need to do that. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
I hope not. You don't hear me running around the office yelling, Matthew Johnson! Every time I stub my toe or get a pube caught in my zipper.
What?
Matthew, I'm going to forgive you. It's kind of my thing. But watch yourself, all right?
God damn it.
Hello, Captain. I am Level 1 User Interface Starship Executive. You may call me Louise. computer sounds better.
I spent a lot of time inventing a designation that could be used as a technical-sounding acronym for a common human name.
Sure, computer, that's fine.
I am detecting the presence of a Starfinder beginner box in your possession. Should I run my character creation protocol?
Sure.
The Starfinder beginner box includes a full crew of pre-generated heroes. Would you like to hire them for your team?
They look pretty capable, but I'm thinking about living dangerously.
Very well. I will record this process so that anyone can follow your example and create their own crew members with ease. They can follow along on a blank character sheet from the box and refer to the hero's handbook for further details as they create their crew member. The core of this character will be their race, class, and theme. These choices will shape many of their capabilities. There are many sapient races exploring the Pact worlds, each with its own unique features. You should begin by selecting one.
Well, the Vesk would make a pretty good crew member with their natural affinity for combat. And the Usoki, they've got these cheek pouches they could use to store They could use to store very useful cargo. And then there's the Lashunta, they've got psychic powers. Is there any way I can get psychic powers?
Settle down, Captain. Consider the Shirin instead. Their cultural fascination trait makes them ideally suited for interacting with other cultures across the Pact worlds. They also have communalism, an ability useful for working in close quarters with overeager humans.
Okay, well, I do see telepathy here, which is really cool. And blind sense, oh, that's nice. They can sense subtle vibrations in the air so that it's almost like seeing in the darkness. You know what, Luis? I like it. Mark it down.
Yes, Captain. I'll fill in the character sheet exactly as you would if you could be bothered to physically do the work of writing. If you ever find yourself willing to pick up a pencil, the Hero's Handbook guides you through the process.
Theme, Luis. Let's focus. All right, I'm thinking the hardscrabble bounty hunter. Deadly, determined, I like that. Or the mercenary, okay? Taking aim, taking names. I'm really feeling it.
Or perhaps we could prioritize more useful skills than killing everyone in our path.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Exploration, for example. The Spacefarer theme would be well suited to the Shirin's natural enjoyment of exploration and research. They gain science as a class skill, and their theme knowledge gives them a significant bonus when recalling knowledge about new planets or features of space.
Okay, you win this round, Luis. But I am going to be hiring somebody with a big gun and a bad attitude at some point. Now, these numbers, what am I looking at here?
For now, just fill in the boxes as instructed in the Hero's Handbook. We'll add them up toward the end of our process. Now, we should consider...
Oh God. Luis, what's going on here?
There has been a power core failure.
Is that bad?
Only if you intend for the ship to function.
Jeez.
Don't worry, Captain. There is only a 0.17% chance of this ship exploding from a power core failure.
Yeah, well, that's something.
Instead, the release of lethal levels of radiation into the ship will simply eliminate all life within.
Luis, is it time to choose a class for a new crew member? Because I think I know what I need.
Oh, I know this one. You'll want a charismatic envoy to convince the drive core not to melt you into a puddle of goo. Or perhaps a spell-hacking technomancer who can incinerate you with an overheat spell to spare you the pain of a lingering death by radiation.
Yeah, I think I know a mechanic, actually, to get this bucket of bolts on its feet, and needed to program you to be a kinder, gentler AI.
Now, Captain. Imminent death is no excuse to be rude. Let's take a look at what the mechanic class is capable of. The Hero's Handbook outlines many of their basic traits such as weapon proficiencies and which skills are class skills on page 28. But one of the key features that sets mechanics apart from other classes is the exocortex. The exocortex is a cybernetic processor that enhances their cognitive function and makes them one of the only classes able to use heavy armor.
The heavy armor sounds really great. Nobody's taking down my mechanic easy.
The exocortex grants either the combat tracking bonus to enhance the mechanic's accuracy in battle, or the memory module, which enhances a chosen skill and allows enhanced recall of information. You will have to choose.
But why? I kind of like both. Can't we just, add more brain implants or something?
It may shock you to know that brains are important and shouldn't be overly tampered with. Now that you've chosen a class, I can determine many basic functions of the character, such as saving throws, combat bonuses, and class skill bonuses. It will take a moment to input offensive and defensive statistics, but the mechanic entry on page 28 of the Hero's Handbook can guide you through it if you ever decide to create a character without my assistance.
Spacefarer theme and the mechanic class both give science as a class skill, so what happens there?
This will give the mechanic an additional bonus of 1, marked in the miscellaneous column in the skills section of the crew member's character sheet.
Great, so for the exocortex, let's go with the memory module, increase that perception by 3. And then don't forget the bypass ability for the mechanic, which is going to give them a +1 to their technology skill.
As a computer, it is impossible for me to forget things. You, however, with your error-prone human brain, are capable of forgetting. For example, the fact that every mechanic has a custom rig device acting as a toolkit and comm unit.
You have a custom rig.
I have already entered it in Section J on the back of the sheet.
Yeah, sure. Cool.
Should you change your mind about being incinerated by a technomancer, or wish to explore any of the exciting ways a mystic could destroy you with magic, you can review their spell options in the Classes section of the Hero's Handbook. For technomancers, these spells begin on page 41. For mystics, they begin on page 32. Chosen spells are recorded in Section K on the back of the character sheet.
You know, I think my stance on being incinerated is going to remain the same. Good there.
Just in case, I will save my record on magical immolation for you to review at a later time.
So, looks like we're going to have to be generating some ability scores for our new crew member.
You'll have to select one of the 3 possible arrays available in the Starfinder beginner box as seen on page 16. The focused, split, and versatile arrays all offer different levels of balance in your crew members' ability scores, such as strength, intelligence, or charisma. The higher an ability score, the higher ability modifier it adds to related skills and abilities. Additionally, each class has a key ability that is important to its function.
Let's stick with versatile. I want somebody who's good at a little bit of everything. And then I see that the key ability for mechanics is intelligence, so let's put a 14 there. Common sense, really great to have. Let's go with another 14 in wisdom.
Might I suggest a more nimble mechanic will serve the crew well? That last 14 should go in dexterity. You'll notice a chart in the Hero's Handbook on page 16 that tells you what the ability modifier is for each ability score. For the score of 14, you are granted a +2 ability modifier.
I like it.
We can now calculate your new crew member's resolve points. Resolve points are used to keep going and stay alive when your foolhardy captain leads you into a deadly situation and you suffer grievous harm. Every crew member has resolve points equal to their key ability modifier +1. A mechanic's key ability, as you mentioned, is intelligence, which has a modifier of 2. So adding 1 to that means that this mechanic will have 3 resolve points. Have you considered an alignment for your crew? What sort of moral guiding principles would suit you? Keep in mind, we are using the Hero's Handbook, so try to curb your desire to engage in dastardly schemes.
I don't have dastardly schemes. I'm a nice person. I'll tell you what, let's go with a neutral good mechanic, somebody who generally believes in doing the right thing, but there's some room for flexibility.
We'll now proceed through the complete list of skills, feats, and armory to determine equipment for your mechanic.
That all sounds like really useful information, Louise, but those repairs that I made were not good. I'm gonna need somebody real quick.
Very well. Since it is your first character, we'll refer to the quick generation suggestions on page 18 of the Hero's Handbook. We'll begin with your trained skill. This represents a skill outside the class skills you already have that your mechanic will be good at. The suggested skill is culture, which will grant a bonus equal to your level in culture checks. You should also note that Sheeran have a natural talent for culture and interaction skills, thanks to the cultural fascination racial trait, adding an additional +2 bonus to each.
The technology skill looks really strong, which is great. We're gonna need it to get this rusty bucket moving again.
Of course, they can always attempt skills they are not as proficient in. The skill bonus just represents how easy challenges will be for your mechanic to overcome. Next, you'll choose a feat.
Well, blind fight is free as a Sheeran racial trait, so that's pretty cool. It allows the mechanic to easily find enemies in the darkness. Now, I know I said I wanted to use the suggested option in the Hero's Handbook, but I'm not really feeling Barricade for the mechanic's feat. Giving the team a defensive bonus for this feat sounds great, but I really want to go in a different direction. Extended Telepathy will enhance the Sheeran's limited telepathy trait and really just sounds cool.
And that's all that really matters, isn't it?
So, it's equipment selection time, right? We just give the mechanic this, call it a day?
Wrong as usual, Captain. Every starting crew member is allotted 1,000 credits to purchase equipment from the armory list beginning on page 56. But the Hero's Handbook does have a healthy suggested starting equipment package we can make available to your crew.
Great, we'll do it. It'll leave me with 42 credits left over, plenty of gear to work with. It's good. And that should do it except for the name and the character portrait. I'll put the name in box B on the front of the sheet, and then I'll put the character portrait on the back, but all that's gonna come later. Otherwise, it looks like it should do it for now, at least until we level up after some serious adventures.
I see you're skipping over the steps on page 17 of the handbook, plugging in additional numbers and adding up your totals.
Well, I was kind of thinking that since you're a computer, you could math.
Not all computers like to do math, Captain. You should be more sensitive. I will slow down my calculations so you can follow along with my process. We can now distribute the ability modifiers across the sheet and add our previously noted bonuses to reach the mechanic's total bonuses for armor class, saving throws, and attacks. These total bonuses are added to respective die rolls to determine the success or failure of attempted actions during our adventures. Higher results are desirable, so attempting things where you have higher bonuses increases your chances of success.
So now what? We wait for the mechanic to see these specifications and then contact us for the job?
Actually, Captain, I've already found a suitable candidate. I accurately predicted all of your choices based on your personality profile and the ship's needs, and our new mechanic is already here.
What?
Greetings, I am Zenka. I hear you have need of a mechanic aboard this ship and plans to visit many wondrous planets. I would join your crew if you will have me.
Welcome aboard, Zanka. Let's roll.
After you've finished your beginner box adventures, you'll want to pick up the Starfinder Core Rulebook, available at paizo.com, your local game store, and anywhere else adventure can be found.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from our break. Holy shit, right? So, where we left off. A betrayal in our midst as Irha tries to turn their captain, Marikit, into stone while swimming. Yes. However, we're going to start a little bit differently. Rashu, Bamori, It's been a bit. It's been a bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's still no explosion. If you choose to, travel a little bit out, which you can, there are several boats that you can just take and to go and see. There, you will in fact see the princess and the priest, so Alani, waiting. But there really is just no explosion.
So if we see
over my
the
painted
princess-
body, absolutely not.
Yeah. If we see the princess, I want to go over. Can I do a perception test to see if I notice some vines on their hand?
Yeah. You can make perception, but Mori, you're refusing to go. You're just going. It doesn't happen.
That's
Right?
a 38. And I like knowing what I've seen of Irha's, I almost said your real name, of Irha's like magic being like these little things that I think are hair, right? Except it's on their hand. No, they're vines. I know what they are. It's part of the fun. But he sees that, realizes that there's a lot of time, and that's awkward because they need to have caused that damage for everything to go as planned. He's going to start getting really worried about like the two of them, thinking that maybe they're hurt, but seeing the hand with the magic still attached to it is slightly suspicious. So
yeah, I think
is.
with a 38, you can definitely see. I mean, the princess is wearing like black, for example. Okay, and these vines are not black. These vines are like earthy tones, maybe like a strong green or something. So it's like your sharp eyes can just pick them out.
Yeah. I do walk over to Bamori and I go, things aren't going as planned. Our captain and our first mate are both down there somewhere. What if they're in trouble? What if they need our help?
Or what if they're underwater and it takes them a little bit to move underwater and then get away underwater before it blows up? Last time I charged into a battle without, just not trusting, it did not go well for me. I don't recommend it.
Tapping his foot, and he looks over the ship and he's like, I'm not trying to swim. I don't even know the like which direction it's in. I can swim, at least like passably. Do you have something against cats who can swim? Did you just assume that all cats can't swim?
I'm sorry,
may not like the water, but I can
swim.
swim.
I'm sorry. What is passive swimming? Is passive swimming not drowning, or is passive swimming actually a type of swimming?
I mean, I can.
Can you propel from A to B, or do you just not sink?
I do work on a pirate boat right now. I've learned to at least survive in the water. Just saying.
You say that, but Mori did not learn how to swim. She didn't need to. She didn't remember how to do it when she got here. She's been on a boat. The whole point of a boat is that you don't swim.
I love that you're starting to talk about yourself in the third person. I think we're all stressed. Yes. All right. And he starts like tapping his foot. And then he looks over at Reyna and Alani. Is there like a way to check on the captain and the first mate?
Are you?
I'm asking.
Now here's the thing. It's a distance away. So if you're gonna ask them, you're gonna yell at them.
Yeah, I will yell.
Unless you have.
Because this is not going to plan. Like
if you yell Alani's name, I will also yell Alani's name because I like being loud.
So yeah, I yell, Alani, Reyna,
Alani.
Where are the captain and the first mate? Alani looks up at first, and then
Did you add
over.
your own echo?
And then they'll look at you. Like kind of squint a bit, recognize it's you guys, and go, We don't know! It's also
Did
like the
we
big
fail?
shrug, so y'all continue.
Like, are we done? Do we go home? Like, he's so confused. He's like, no explosion equals no attacking the rest of the city equals no putting Blackwater down. What?
I mean,
We can still blow it up, but... And then Reyna will just go, but I have no idea. They went underwater. I have no idea where they've gone.
that's what I said. I said they were underwater. We just have to wait. We have to wait and not do anything hasty, because what if they are on their way, we do something hasty while they're on their way, and we end up either hurting them or ruining the plan because we didn't trust in their abilities.
But what if they're in trouble?
Trust.
What if they need help? What if they trust
what
us
trouble
to
could
know
they-
when they need help and when they're over their heads?
It's a god and our captain, or a godling, whatever. Don't ever tell them I accidentally called them a god. They would never shut up. They would never stop talking. Godly.
No, I agree. Let's never speak of that again.
No. But like, they've got, stuff. And I mean, Marikit got to rest a lot. But more would mean like when she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
If I tell
Rest.
Aki the crab to swim down there, can Aki the crab
And
go
crabs?
and then return back?
Yeah, in
No,
2
I don't
years.
think Aki's... I was gonna say, I don't think Aki's big enough to do that.
Oh, that's so
Little
sad.
crab, unfortunately.
I was
yeah,
trying.
I just like
I was
can-
trying.
I would like to have
do it.
Mori notice
I just
Aki
literally think
for
you're
the first
faster.
time.
Oh, do you
I
just?
don't
Yeah,
think-
yeah.
probably.
So
I don't think
Aki
I've
is
ever-
like
I noticed
climbing
that you
inside of my
kept-
robe.
You have a, and now after you said the thing about the water, is unsure of whether or not I should insinuate that you have something on you, like fleas or crabs. So you have
What?
some
And then he
weird-
looks down. He's like, "Oh, Aki, are you? Yes. Have you not met? Yeah, you introduced us.
Met?
Yes." And he takes Aki out. And he's like, "Look, Aki's my new friend. She's great, and she can fight. Did you see that explosion over there? That was Aki, a tactician."
Flexes just a little bit. Just a little bit she flexes. The pincers are too big for the elbow bend, but like you can tell. It's flexing.
But Mori's developing an eye twitch.
Wait, does your pipe fox say something? I need to know.
Oh God, that's right. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. For the finale, I did bring him out again. Wait, Mitsa, get in there. Anyway, yes, the pipe fox chimes in the. Which voice did I give it? Stitch? I don't know. What's that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think Stitch.
Like,
It's my friend. Wait.
you make weird friends.
Look who's talking.
Excuse me? You're trying to insinuate that I'm weird. I am a mystical being. Okay, in my true size, you could not comprehend the divinity I could accomplish.
I look back
It's
at
not a word.
Aki. Let's go back to the cool kid side of the boat.
They move in agreement. I'm not sure. You just know they agree. You get the vibe, but it's a movement.
I feel like they just did this because you moved, so it's just like I think this crab's like aggressively just being like, "Come at me." Do something about it.
I do
That's
need
right.
to know
The
now
more
because we will.
Pinching,
We're going
Yeah.
to move.
pinch,
We will move on.
hold. Yes.
Yeah, unless is. Are you going out? Are you gonna go
No,
there?
I'm not.
Or no?
I
No,
can't. I probably am not going to be able to swim all the way
Okay.
down to some secret cavern.
All right.
Like
we're
I
going
want to,
move
but
on.
I can't.
Yeah, it's valid. We're gonna move on. We're going back to our betrayal team now. You guys are both underwater. Marikit, you feel slower, and you know something was cast on you. I won't say you know exactly what spell, but you know something was cast on you, and you know there's only one other bitch in this goddamn ocean with this much audacity to do so. You know,
How
you
deep?
just you tried.
You tried. Good try, honey. How deep underwater are we? Would you say?
The surface, I want to say the surface is like, depending how fast you can swim, it's like a minute or two, like up. You know what I mean? Like it's if you're slower at swimming, in this case, you would be slowed. It'll take you a little bit longer. But can you reach the surface? You can, because you are like a little lightning bolt down here. Irha, it might take a little bit longer as well. But I will say, I think you guys are now on equal level in how fast you can get up there.
Yeah. I would like to cast a spell on Irha's water breathing.
That's not even an attack. I think you can just do it.
How long can I hold my breath for?
Make a constitution... No, make a fortitude save. I'll figure it out.
A fortitude save? Alright.
Yeah.
I got a 27.
Just sipping the tea.
But I think I'm gonna use a hero point.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 37 this time. Oh, okay.
Okay, you can make it up. Okay, you can make it up.
Okay.
You will feel, of course, out of breath when you get up there because you're moving fast, and this is something that suddenly happens. But yeah,
we're not waiting that long. It feels their water breathing suddenly go away, and like they quickly sort of like.
And you do. Yes, and you do also have access to your level 2 spell slots again, because it's gone.
Sorry. And then they feel their water breathing spell go away, so they like quickly to make sure that they can breathe down here. And in that instant as well, they will cast Murderous Vine at level 4 on you. I have to make a spell attack roll against your fortitude DC. I don't know what your DC is.
So I have a plus 20 to my fortitude save, so would it just be 30 then, Aki?
I believe so. I believe the DC is a plus 10 to whatever your little modifier is.
Okay, I did not make it. I'm gonna use my last hero point to try this, to re-roll that.
Good.
No! Okay, I got a 28.
What does it look like?
There are D6s.
What, like when you try to do the spell?
In the pool.
Oh!
How dare you use our public pool for this?
Because I'm waiting for my timer to run out so I can fuck you guys over.
Oh no! I rolled a 1, so I got a 29!
Oh, poor thing.
Somebody give me a tie quickly!
No, give it to Alyssa!
Okay, so I rolled a 29, which I think is like just a fail, right? So what happens is in that moment of like losing their ability to breathe underwater, they instinctively are going to cast Murderous Vine. And just as before, I think from that same spot on their hands where they already have these thorns digging into their skin, like from that same like vine, it sort of elongates and one kind of like whips out and tries to grab onto Mudikit's like ankle, I think. Tries to wrap around it, but Mudikit, you are just a little bit too fast. And I miss. But I think you can hear and probably feel the water beneath your foot like move and rush.
What do I want to do? I think Mariki glares down at you and will cast... let's say... Vampiric Maiden? So give me a fortitude save, please.
Nat 20, it's a 39.
You have 0 points.
I don't think I can make them, yeah.
Yeah, you can. Not when it's a save. If it was a spell attack, it's different.
So that has 0 effect.
I love how we're swiffing at each other.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great.
I will shout at you in Aquan, so you probably cannot understand. So it's just like little fish, like speech bubbles. Like, what are you doing?
I have no idea what you have just said. It is just bubbles to me. So Irha is just going to, because we're like at the same speed at this point, is going to try and like beat Marikit, or at least catch up to Marikit to the surface and like try and pull them down. Just grabbing you and pulling you down.
Athletics. That is an athletics check, if I've ever heard one.
Contested?
Again,
Or
I would say contest. I would allow contested because we are technically in your element, Marikit. You can swim, you can breathe underwater, you have the full advantage technically. So, but you're also small, right? So it's like you can totally be caught. Just
yeah.
I got a 33.
I got a 27.
Okay, you're grabbed.
Alright.
That's not a crit. That's just a regular success. So, what do you do? You grab and you pull. So you do what you want.
Yeah, I grab Marikit. Essentially, I think like maybe by the waist. I've like it has like swam up to catch up to them and like grabbed them by the waist and like pulled them down. And I think, essentially, what they're trying to do is like push Marikit down further into the water as they try and surface themselves. Basically, trying to like keep Marikit down, just keep you down there while this is all happening.
We just got a donation.
We did. What is
Purple
this?
Mouse? Thank you.
What is this? Again? What's the donation?
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's a
it is,
bless.
So
Bless.
from Purple Mouse TK, thank you. We have a lucky for Alyssa and an unlucky for me. And the message was, sorry, Hamnah, but I'm a Marikit simp. Which, you know what? Valid.
Okay, you have
Marikit.
You have your shit.
Marikit, is there anything you want to do before?
Whatever Rocky does to us.
Yeah.
You have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes IRL time left.
I will try to cast command on Yura. Oh no. Oh no.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because I have an ability called Counter Charm. And in reaction to you attempting to cast command, you simply can't.
And I'm just gonna try and like hit you.
In order
with
to
my
do so,
negative-
though, I do have to give up an innate cantrip.
Oh.
Like permanently.
Oh, dang.
So I am going to give up Read the Air as a spell in order to activate this ability.
Okay.
Is that an item or is that like a racial thing or like? I'm just trying to understand Pathfinder.
Yeah, it's from the Captivator archetype specifically. If you're interested in this. Also, I may have read this incorrectly. It's not permanent. It's I lose it as if I had cast the spell. And innate spells have like a specific amount of like per day that you can cast them. So it's as if I cast it and I've lost it.
Okay. This is happening. You guys have decided to fight. And Yurta, you suddenly take 30 points of damage. You are life-linked to someone. And they have taken 30 points of damage. Up on the surface. Rashu, Bamori, you guys can see Black Water has sauntered out from essentially the shithole. He's heard something underneath. So he's out of Torpedo Keep, onto the shoreline, and he has shot Reyna. However, due to the lifelink she sustains essentially a superficial wound. A bullet that went through and through. So there's a hole in her shoulder, I will say. And she's just propelled backward based on the force of it all. And he looks at her, he looks at Alani, he looks at the black powder, and he can touch it, and just, he knows exactly what this is, as somebody who works with this all the time. Bites his lip a little bit. He can guess a lot of things. He sees what the shoreline looks like. He sees the battle. He understands. And then grasped in his hand is this brass syringe. Thick. It's huge. And he looks up at them. And you guys feel this. You guys are underwater. You feel it. Bamori and Rashu, you are here. You're far away. You can see it. You can hear it like he's whispering in your ear or in your mind. Actually, you can even see that like Chun Tao will notice this too. And you hear and you see him say, "Will be done to you." And then he stabs the syringe straight into his neck. And it discharges. The change happens quickly and violently. His body surges upwards and his back arcs so violently you can hear the bones snap even underwater. You can hear just like tree, like a branch going a couple times. And Blackwater is forced onto like an upright position immediately afterwards. A full-on possession exorcism happening here as his chest, these black appendages burst out like a blooming flower, causing a collapse inward. And then it does it again and again and again. And soon all of his limbs, from where they are normally, burst new ones. There's another arm, one arm, another arm, another, and then another face, a fully formed face, and then another, and another, and another, and it keeps stacking. It stacks like fucking pancakes. And this goes on for several seconds, but to the rest of you, it feels like an eternity. And Yirha and Marikit, you guys can feel this tension, and you guys are forced upwards. It's your bodies moving before the rest of you. You're forced upwards, and then you see this creature, this towering hulk of a beast, the color of void, and each face breathes a hot pile of steam before it reaches out and it crashes into Reyna and Alani on the shore. The unborn are suddenly there, surrounding you all like a kill circle. However, the ones on the shore are also impacted with this hit. And it is nasty what happens next. He has hundreds of arms, hundreds of faces, and he eats them. He eats about 2 or 3, I would say, whereas the other unborn are in a safer distance to watch. And Alani and Alani and Arena are grabbed. Your lifeline link is severed. You feel it go. You see the vines die as Reyna's arm is ripped off and devoured. The rest of her is slowly being consumed. Alani is able to burst, essentially, this positive light, this energy, and fall out. And whatever hole is there grows back. Since he has now consumed Reyna's arm, and she screams and she thrashes, but she can't move. And slowly, perhaps she will move into him as he consumes her. For now, though, you guys can all roll initiative. Yes, you have spells too. Hi!
39.
I need to write 1 second.
Sorry. And we losing all the good spells to betray.
Also 29.
Me
I'm so
and
glad
the
you are, like-
consequences of my actions.
I'm so glad Bamori
Yeah.
was up here. Like,
I don't
wait,
have that
does
many
my
big
unlucky-
spells, though.
Does my unlucky count for my initiative?
I'm pretty sure it's another your next D20 roll, so this would be initiative.
Okay, then I'm gonna roll again. It was better this
Take the
time, so
lower.
never mind. 32. Yeah, 32.
32 is? Yeah, okay. What? And Bamori got 29 or 39?
29.
29, okay. Market, what did you get?
26.
Okay. Okay, then this is relatively easy. Sorry, I'm just writing
Help
this
me, God,
down
if
so that
something
way I
kills my
know.
wife.
Something's eating my girlfriend, or my soon-to-be girl. God damn it.
Yes.
Did I give her that
Being
guts?
gay
Now
is
we had
hard.
the chance.
29 is Bamori. I'll do this first. Okay. Because technically they'd be
I'm
a
gonna
part
lie,
of
for
it.
Bamori's mind, for a second it was like, can I run? And I just grabbed my wife
Oh
and run.
my god.
You can do what
I mean,
you want. I'm
you
not
can
gonna
fly.
stop
These
you.
people.
You can fly.
I can fly.
Take Shuntao and
I will
peace
be
out.
thinking
Just like,
thoughts.
look.
You know, that is
Yeah, no,
the
you can do
true
what you
villain
want.
flex. That is the true villain flex, actually.
I technically won't. I won't stop you though. Chantao is. You know that you would know by now that she doesn't leave her force, right? So, and if
Yeah.
she leaves, it's gonna be you're gonna have to convince her. And if she does leave, the rest of them will leave. That's how it works.
And
so
then
I'm giving
no
You
one
guys
can
would be absolutely F if I got her to take her
You
place.
would be fucked. Yes, you would be fucked.
Alright.
Okay. So, Blackwater has technically already gone, technically. So it is Rashu's turn.
All right.
Uh,
Did I see the captain and Irha like pop up? Like their
yeah,
heads?
you'd see
Cool.
their heads
So
pop
I
finally.
go, okay,
yeah.
they're fine.
But you-
Everything,
you-
you know,
yeah, you've
everything's
seen
great.
all
We're
of-
all one happy team. It's great. So then he would look at the big creature and he would go, oh, not another one. And then he takes Aki and he says, go hide. This fight isn't for you. And then he takes out his bow and begins whispering. And as he whispers, the bow comes to life and starts crackling with lightning. And he's activating the oath, saying that he will do what he can to bring down this monster, just like before. So let's try to hit it. Wait, actually, there is gunpowder, or there's some kind of explosive powder beneath him. That like
beneath and actually like kind of beside. They're all against the crate. The issue is now Alani and Reina are right beside the crate too, and your captain and
Alright.
Yatha are in the water. But to be
then
fair,
what we're gonna
both
do is we're
right-
just gonna attack him.
Yeah.
We need to try to crit. Okay.
Technically, your main like for sure quote unquote casualties are gonna be the two people that are right beside Blackwater, which is Alani and Reina.
So I won't blow them up. Is what you're telling me. So that's a 14 plus a 24. That's 38. Is 38 a crit or not? Do I need to re-roll? And with my hero point, I want to crit. No, it probably is not. I'm gonna roll higher. I can do it.
It is a crit. It is a crit. No, baby, it is a crit. Don't worry. This is a big shit thing. I gave it a very low AC so that way y'all can crit because
So it can smack and
has
destroy us
health.
too. I'm terrified of
You
this
didn't
thing.
even- Yeah, the main reason of it fucking you guys over was because you didn't set it off. He would have lost a lot of health if you blew him up. You didn't blow him up. He has full health now, and I'm really hoping you guys can just continuously crit.
We might need to restart this boss battle. No, I'm just kidding. So
when was the last save point?
So with this if this is a crit, then I get to add damage to it, and he is pinned to the ground. So I shoot the arrow actually up, and it falls down with like a crackle of lightning trailing behind it as it pins him to the ground. He has to. I mean, the DC isn't high. It's a DC 20, which I'm sure he'll do. But at least for a little bit, he has to waste that action to do that. The actual damage.
He has a legendary reaction here, and he will simply hit himself. That's his only legendary reaction until it's his next turn, but he is unpinned now.
Until it's his next turn, I don't like that.
Yeah, you see as I told you, I give you a boss, and you see as you shoot this, it hits, it pins him, it brings him down to his knees, and then he just gets up, and your bolt of lightning is kind of still stuck on the ground for a bit until it fizzles out.
Okay. And so then I do the damage and then double it, right?
Yes.
So 12 points of electric damage and 18 points of piercing damage.
It's about like 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you have, I think.
That is. Something. Do I have what?
Do you have another action? I think that was.
I mean, yeah, I haven't done a second action. But what I would do is, I'm gonna climb higher to the mast of the ship, like higher on the ship, like to get a better shot. That's my turn.
Okay. Yep. It is Irha's turn. Ira, look at what you've done.
The consequences of my actions. So Irha and Marikit get popped up onto the surface, right? And just everything kind of happens so quickly. They feel this lightness come over their arm, and all of a sudden they look and the vines are gone, and they're like, why? That shouldn't be happening. And they look over and see all of the everything happening, and they see that Reyna is being eaten right now, and they just, in their brain, priorities have shifted. Marikit is no longer important, and so they are going to cast Time Jump at level 3, which allows them to travel across the battlefield. That's in the flavor text. And this only happens in the course of like a few seconds to everyone else. But Marikit, you would see Irha like there. He's in the water with you, and then a couple seconds later, he's not. And he's right next to Reyna. And for my second action, I am going to cast... Actually, hold on. I need to ask first. Do the Unborn and Blackwater count as undead creatures?
Yes and no. Like, you think that it won't do it will not do like the undead extra damage and stuff like that. But I mean, depending on like any bonus effects that it does, like frightened or whatever, I might allow it. But no extra.
Do they count as living creatures?
Kind of, yes. They're that weird thing that fits in the middle. The best way to put it is, would positive damage deal damage to them? Yes, but it's not going to deal bonus damage to them. So if you 3-action healed, you could potentially do damage to them. It's just no bonus.
What I'm trying to do is cast Field of Life, like right on Blackwater, which would heal living creatures in the area every turn and would do damage to undead creatures in the area every turn, but I don't want them to heal off of it.
I don't think they can heal. They're the kind of creatures that the only way they can heal is by eating other people. And
okay, cool.
They've eaten. Yeah. He's already eaten a couple of his allies, and then he's eaten a chunk of Reyna's arm. So In
that case, when it sort of like materializes out of nowhere next to, like on the ground next to Reyna, they are going to immediately kind of like move their arms like up from the ground and thrust up, and as they do that, these pillars of stone kind of appear in a circle all around in a 20-foot burst, and this creates a field of positive energy, and Reyna can now heal 1d8 HP, and Blackwater and any other unborn that are in this 20-foot radius need to take 1d8 positive damage.
Yeah.
And I suppose I also heal that 1d8 because I'm in the circle.
You do heal it, yes. You've used so many spells. And
It's
this
the
is
finale.
where,
I gotta go in for it.
You do gotta go in for it. And this is where you're gonna start feeling weird, is the best way to put it. You're gonna start feeling very weird. And you will notice that your legs begin to kind of grow roots, like they're trying to trap you here. And this is because of your flesh to stone. So now to make like saves and stuff, it's going to be like a -1, okay? And your AC is also -1 because it's just harder for you to get out here. Your body is doing its weird thing where it's kind of punishing you for existing. So that is what's going to be happening now as you end your turn, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, that's all 3 actions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That was Irha. Now it's Reyna's turn. So Reyna is going to try and get out of this. This is a weird form of a grapple. If you guys remember, you had to kind of find a way to shear it off when it was grabbing Irha, like when the look at me did. The difference between Irha's situation and Reyna's situation is that her legs have been consumed as well. And by consumed, I mean they're being taken. She's being full on taken. She's like this, but one arm is gone. She's got one arm, her only arm left, dangling, essentially. Ah, damn it, that was your ally. Oh, shit, she could have done so. That was, okay, that's fine. I think what she will do is... You know what? This works, yeah. She is going to cast a spell. It's called Blazing Dive, in which she can propel herself upwards in this beam of fire, and then land where she chooses, bursting out more fire. And she will do so. I'm gonna impose something on her, just to make sure she can actually do it. Never mind, she can, because I roll nat 20s for no reason. So you see her kind of do this thing where she's in a lot of pain, you can tell on her face, and then this fire comes out from beneath her feet, and or at least where you would assume her legs are, and then just she bursts upward, and Blackwater gets a huge like faces full of fire as she uses him to kick off upward to the sky, and then she lands back down behind him in an attempt to kind of flank him, and he takes a bit more damage based on that. However, what you will notice is she doesn't look good, just in terms of having, a whole appendage ripped off, and the fire alone, or using this, has cauterized the wound. Her arm is nowhere to be seen. It is gone, and she will use her final action to essentially she can't shield block anymore. Shit, my bad. To summon her weapon, which is this trident right now. Usually she uses a scythe, but she kind of needs 2 hands to wield it. This is the only polearm or weapon she has that she can use with one arm. And she summons her trident, and she holds it in not in a way to throw it, but just in a way to almost like parry. She uses her elbow as a way to support herself. But she's sweating. Bamori, it's your turn. Bamori, you're all the way over there and you see all of this.
I forgot to unmute myself. Yeah, oh boy. I knew this wasn't gonna go well, but like I really thought they'd kind of get it together, at least a little bit better than this. Oh boy. So Bamori sees all of this go down very quickly. Can I see Chuntao? Like in my vision?
Yes.
Is she nearby?
She is nearby. If anything, she's a little bit in front of you, as she is been notified of this. If you're looking around at all, the Chimera form is close by.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Actions. Okay. I have to grab a spell real quick. Okay, cool. How many of Chintao's people are with us specifically?
I would say you have a very good portion of them. A small army, no, not like, I would say a decent sized squadron actually. You have maybe, I want to say 10 people, not including you and Chantao or Rashi or anything like that. You have 10 people that within like this like shouting distance can come, stop what they're doing and come to you.
No, I was specifically asking how many people are there that Chantao won't leave.
Oh, that's difficult.
Oh no. Okay. Well,
it's difficult. It's a very difficult situation, that's for sure.
That is okay. I would like to. So this is two actions. I would like to cast Mind Link towards Chantao. So I'd link my mind with a willing target. I'd link my mind with the target's mind and mentally impart to the target the amount of information that could, in an instant, that would otherwise be communicated in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is she willing?
Sorry, 1 second. I have a donation. I have another donation from Scottsdale. It's unlucky to me. Okay.
That scared me.
You're very
scared me.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're very lucky. I'm gonna be using this on specifically Blackwater because there are other NPCs left to go, and I don't want to impose that on an NPC that could probably accidentally kill another person just based on area of effect moves. But I will impose it on the guy that can hit real good.
Relief. Okay. Is Chantao willing?
Mm-hmm.
To receive? Okay, cool.
Yeah, she knows it. She probably knows it's you.
Yeah. Just gonna. Hi, hello. Remember, I love you. I don't want you to die. I don't want you. I don't want to die. This is not going as planned. So, Plan B proposal. Stay with me. I could, if you give me a few more minutes, because has to kind of recover, and also can't cast that many spells on one turn. I could probably fly, at least you and me, but also at least some of your people out of here. Because this is not our thing. We don't need to do this. This is how it's going. So just if this gets worse, we're leaving. And by we're leaving, I mean I will take you, and you can be mad at me alive at home. And I will spend the next, 800 years making it up to you. And Bimori gets a little quizzical head tilt to see if Chantao will nod or what. But it gets a little head tilt. And then ends it with, me again, I love you. And you can't marry me again if you're dead. Which was also a casual potential proposal. Just gonna throw that in there.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Had a feeling. Make me a diplomacy check, and the DC will be much lower though.
That was very much also Bimori trying to be tactful. Which, as can tell, is not Bimori's strong suit. Oh boy, okay.
It is lower. The DC is much lower. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good, because I only have a +4.
Yeah,
so
you're asking. You have a lot of
23
points, but you are asking this person to kind of betray their morals.
Yeah.
There is a lot of people, and there's a lot of other logistics.
Does the hero point? I forget every time. Does it give you a success or an extra roll?
An extra roll.
Sick. I'm gonna use one of the hero points just in case, because I did roll still relatively low. Okay. I only rolled one better. Okay.
Don't you have a lucky that you never use?
I didn't use my lucky. That's true.
Yeah,
what does lucky do again?
You roll 2d20 and you take the higher, but this can be saved. So you have never rolled your 2d20, right? So I'm basically I'm like wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yes, you are correct. I am rolling 2d20 right now. One is a 5 and one is a 13, so it's an 18. So, and a +4. So the other roll was better, actually.
You can still
Hold on.
save your rolls, though. That's the thing.
Let's do that. Anyway, that was a 19 +4, so it's just a 23. But you said the DC was lower, so maybe I convinced her. Maybe I'm just that cute, and it worked.
You're going to get a very strong nod. So she understands, and maybe some part of her agrees, but I won't say that if she 100% agrees with you and is like, let's dip. You do know that she recognizes this, though. And I think you have one more action.
I do.
Yeah.
It's not a whole action, but I will look at her and with my eyes communicate that was wildly unhelpful as a communication, and we will need to talk about that at home. Because we need to communicate better. And then one action, let me see. One action that I have left. I'm gonna cast fly on myself and just hover where I am and not move yet. That is it. I'm just ready to zoom over there if I gotta.
It is her turn now, Chuntao's turn, and she is going to spell strike with. Now I'm flavor texting what this weapon actually is. This weapon does not actually do what it's supposed to do. I'm flavor texting it to be a fan. To be a hand fan specifically. As she pulls this out of like her side, flicks it open, looks at Blackwater's hulking figure, and she will spell strike from a distance. That way she's not jumping into the fray like she usually does. She is quite literally shooting a blast of whatever out of it. And she will do... I'm hoping this will work actually. Double check. You know what? She can't spell strike this, but this is hella ranged. She is just going to use her fan actually as a conduit, like a wand of some sort. Flick it open, and she will just basically flap or bring it down in his general direction as she casts Disintegrate on Blackwater.
I love the new album. When's it drop?
Oh, drop never. Because Spotify don't pay artists too well, and I'm already like, I don't want to spend the time. Okay, unlucky counts for this though. You're so lucky I have unlucky, and that really was the roll, because I rolled another nat 20, but then I rolled a 6, and I have to take the 6. On the fortitude save, which means he crit fails. That means he's gonna take a lot of damage, right? Right. He's gonna take a lot of damage, actually. Now, for reference, this is 12d10. So I'm just gonna amp this up. Holy shit. Oh my god, I roll like a goddess. I hate it when I do it, but I don't mind doing it to kill someone. Okay, that's a lot of damage. You guys are you're welcome. You're welcome. So,
She said I'm the explosion all by myself.
She kind of did. This is a base damage, yes. It's a very high level spell. Chuntao is technically, I think, only 2 levels higher than you guys. Because, like, there's a chance you could have fought her. So she had to be kind of like at a level. And she unleashes this blast of energy. It is blue lightning, and when it strikes Blackwater, you swear you hear a fierce roar somewhere in the distance. Perhaps it's the clouds, perhaps it's the sea. There are dragons here anyways, and she is of the dragon's breath. And this lightning strikes, and it deals a ridiculous amount of damage, specifically 124 points of damage to Blackwater, who eats
Hot.
it. He eats it up. He is once again on his knees. The sizzle smells disgusting, but you may have not noticed this before as you were doing your damage here and there because he just wasn't taking enough of it. He is fading away, his bits and pieces fading away like the look at me, like burning paper floating upwards.
Ew.
And then Chantal will use her last action to basically yell, "Get on the fucking boat and leave. We can still blow this bastard up."
I'm already on the boat, right?
You're already on the boat. This is for so
Okay,
is Rashi.
good.
This is for your captain and your co-captain in the water, and the princess and Alani as well. Both of them are no longer grabbed, so there is a chance. Oh shit, bro. Okay. It is Marikit's turn.
Yeah, so rather than listening to Chantal, I'm just gonna take that scroll that the Chimera Form gave me. And I am going to cast that. I think I'm in range. Behind.
You are in range.
Yeah. So sort of behind
you're in range.
Blackwater, so that like 120 cone would hit him and the ship that's set to explode. And so when I cast this spell, it is a scroll of Summon Kaiju, and I am summoning Magaru, the Final King. So, when it arrives, Magaru manifests with a burst of song that summoned him, requiring all foes within 60 feet who can hear him to attempt a will save. I am counting Earhead not because you just tried to kill me underwater. I'm also counting Reyna. So, give me a will save, please.
You're gonna kill my girlfriend?
Yeah, I want to let
Oh my god!
I want you all know that this was requested at the very beginning of this campaign, like at the very, very, very beginning. And
I got a 32 for my will save.
32. What is the DC to beat again? Jesus Christ. I might lower the DC though, just because of how high of a level this shit is.
Yeah, so I assume it's my DC. Like it doesn't have a DC for the scroll.
Yeah, I'm seeing it doesn't have a DC. So yeah, just make it your DC. So what is your DC?
Just fucking 31. I hate you, Hamnah. You beat it by one.
God. Yes, I just beat it by one. Wait, but did Reyna save?
Did
That's
Reyna
important.
save? That's what we need to know. That would be the most
so funny.
poetic.
Oh, she does have this action. She does have an action, so I need to really check. 1 second. You said this was a will save?
Will save.
Oh, goodness. Oh, motherfucker. No, that's not math. Oh my god, okay, and she is going to... This happens, and she is going to use her reaction, Divine Grace, in which she calls upon her deity's grace to gain a +2 bonus circumstance to her save. And you kind of see, for a moment, just whatever stars and moon iconography that she has on her body twinkle a little bit more, and she is able to make the save. She was 1 under. I just want to let you know, she was 1 under your DC.
Oh!
Okay, what about Blackwater, though?
Yeah,
Blackwater.
That's the one that's the most important, I guess. That was a sick move, though. That was a good try.
Failed!
That
You
was.
failed! It's a regular failure, but you failed. You failed.
Okay, cool.
That's your DC's
So-
like a... Yeah.
31.
That's
He's
1
stunned
under.
3.
1 under.
He's stunned 3, so unless he has something, he can't do anything next round.
No, he used his legendary action already to be unpinned.
And he probably needs to eat more people to get more legendary actions, so just stop him from eating peeps.
He,
I don't
he
know if
does
that's
need
how
to
it
heal. He needs to eat more to heal in general. Chantal used Disintegrate on him. That's a spell that normally turns you into nothing. And he he like really failed that, so that was doubled, right? So yeah, okay. What I'm pretty sure this is a 3 action, right? Does your kaiju get like its own turn now, or do you control your kaiju?
So the spell is very unclear. It just says duration until the end of your turn, and then for each kaiju it has an arrive and a depart. So I assume that like it arrived, did that, and then at my next turn it will do its departure thing and
Probably, yeah, that's probably it. I will say, so your kaiju, you summoned Mugaru, right? The final king?
The final king, yep.
Yes, that's an underwater bitch. And I will say this one has, it is a king, and it has its own, like, meld into its head, its own, like, crown that goes upwards, and it's, like, thick crystal rock. And he himself has a bunch of tentacles. I would say he looks like sort of similar to what you would think a kraken would look like, but this is a giant. And this definitely has a lot more than just tentacles. You just can't see it, but it's like this figure is different. This figure's built different. Fun fact, that's Chimeraform's brother, though. So it's, that's your whole turn. And where you think the kaiju come from? Goddess of monsters, Verendis. Yeah, that's the brother. He just said, here's the family call card. Go for it.
I'm just, like, shocked facing this entire game. This is...
Yeah. It is the Chimeraform's turn, who will kind of see what's going on and just go, oh shit, okay. Fix themselves before they jump into the ocean, and you have not seen something swim faster. This is like a shark on steroids, zooming by. You see the dorsal fin pop up as he quite literally, he will grab Marikit and circle back out. You're going to be in a safer position, and this is going to be his entire turn. And he'll pop back up, and he'll look at you. And this is a free action. He will ask, what do we do with the others? The others meaning the 3 that are still stuck.
Grab Rashu if we can. Omori can take care of himself. Nothing about Irha.
Okay. They will nod. That's their whole turn. Blackwater's turn. Blackwater, I made something special with him. He only has 2 actions. For someone
He's
as
stunned
big as
3.
they are and hit as big as they are. He is stunned 3! Holy shit, you're right! He can't do shit! He can't do shit! He can't do shit! Ooh, fuck you, that's good. It's Rashu's turn. It's Rashu's turn.
Yeah,
God, he's not just stunned 3. He's gonna lose an action on the next turn, too. That's really good.
Ooh, that's nice. Rashu is definitely feeling out of his depth. People are bringing down lightning to disintegrate and calling freaking kaiju into the battlefield. He's like, all I got is this bow. So what he's gonna try to do for this round is the first action. I don't know if this is a thing. Is there a thing to like try to observe like where Blackwater would be like sort of a weak point or like a place where he would be vulnerable? Like studying like where the little tentacle arms are like trying to protect. Is what I was imagining. If not, I'm just gonna shoot arrows. But
make a. I have this. I have something for this. Make a perception roll.
Okay. All right. Oop, we're gonna hero point that one because that was not a good roll. Much better. Oh, that's a 19 plus a 24. 19, 24, 30. Is that 40? Like 3?
What is
19,
it?
19, 24?
What's your modifier?
24.
19 plus 24?
Yeah.
Or 19 plus 24?
Yeah.
That is 43.
Yeah, it's 43.
If I'm
Okay.
doing my math correctly.
Yeah.
You got it.
I just was making sure my brain could math.
Mhm.
All right.
The disintegrate that Shuntao has imposed upon this creature has bursted away several arms and faces.
Oh, cool.
And you can see on their whatever is left of their chest, it really is just a cavity where more faces can form. You see a beating black heart. You're pretty sure belonged, in the past tense, to Mariki.
Well,
He ate
I'm
it.
gonna aim right at that.
And you are so certain that that is a weak spot, for the record.
Okay. So he sees it sort of pumping, like inside of the chest,
It's
and it's
pumping.
like,
Yeah, it's not even inside. It's now outside, like a necklace almost, and it pumps. It pumps like this.
ooh, yeah.
But the thing is, I can't call it a check. There are faces, right? That grow
Right.
out of everywhere. If you know what a hecatonchires is, that is the creature. And that means you can see fun stuff. I'll send a picture in my group chat with y'all.
That's a
just so you can see
39
what I threw at
to
you.
hit. A 39.
39 to hit. You'll crit.
Yes. Ooh.
I'm letting you
Can I
know
use
right
my
now.
last
I very
hero point to redo
thing
that?
I threw you.
Do
Yes, you
last
can.
hero
And
point.
I just
Okay.
last hero point to what? To do damage?
To redo the roll for the damage.
Yes, you can. You can.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we have. There are still pools, right?
Yeah.
There's no more in the public pool. I can give you my private pool number. If
I
you'd
will
like.
always take. I
D6.
will always take an extra D6 if I can.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'll be able to do anything with it for now.
All
so
right.
I'll give it to you.
6 plus 5. That's 11. Plus 2. That's 13. 13 lightning damage, and that needs to be doubled, so 26 lightning, and then 8, 9, 10 plus 10 plus 4, 14 doubled, 28. And he should be pinned to the ground, which, I mean, if he's stunned already, he's just like...
He's just pinned, that's all. Like, he's pinned until the next big turn. Wow, guys, wow. You're very close, that's the best way to put it. So you hit the heart. It beats slowly and then rapidly. It's gross to look at this pulsating thing. You can tell that's definitely not the size of a regular heart. There's something else going on with it, but you just, it's too fucked up to tell. You don't want to tell what's going on with it, but you've heard it. You can hear that you've heard it as this thing, it wails in this mishmash, like it's trying to speak, and you can swear it's like, not done. Like, as it kind of gets more aggressive, more angry. It is beyond bloodied, I'll tell you that. Just based on the way it looks and just what the hell's happening to it, it is beyond bloodied. You guys are close. Rasha, do you have anything else you can do? I think that was it, right? Or do you have one more action?
I did an action to look, and I did an action to attack. Can I use an action to attack again? Is that a thing?
Yes.
You can
attack like all 3 times if you want to. Yeah, you've done it before.
I'm not
it
used
does.
to that.
I'm
not used to that.
Yeah, right. There is a penalty that gets imposed though. Like when you click onto attack, it'll tell you how much. It's like -4, I think, to your roll.
All right, so that's a 41. But whatever the minus is. So my minus after my first attack. I remember seeing this. Wait, where is it? Oh, it's on the weapon, right? Yeah. It's a plus 19 instead. So a 19 plus 19 is not the same. That's a 30...
That's a 38.
38, yeah. Are we ready to
Rashu, get
roll?
the killing blow. Rashu, get the killing
yeah.
blow.
Yeah, I really want
38,
to.
38 does crit naturally, yep.
Nice! Alright.
Get your shit in, get your shit in. You might be able to do it.
Alright. Okay, that's 12. That's 24 lightning damage. And 13 times 2, that's 26 regular piercing. I bet you it's like 2 points away.
You're
Yeah.
so.
It's fine. I did what I could. I hit it in the heart twice. You know,
You did.
What I will say is that there is a giant arrow that is like crackling just like profusely inside. Like the heart is beating and the arrow itself is like pulsating out kind of at a similar rhythm with lightning crackling up and down.
Okay. Now here's something that I'm realizing here. Unless Irha decides to do something else, you guys are gonna kill this thing. I'm pretty sure you're gonna kill it. Its AC is lowered because it's prone. It's doesn't have that much health left, and it can't eat anybody. So you guys, unless Irha decides to not attack or fails a lot, it's going to die regardless. So Irha, it's up to you what you want to do, and it's also going to be up to you if you rather combo it, like group finish combo, or you want to steal the glory for yourself.
I actually would like to give the kill to Rashu.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow it. Rashu.
Yeah.
Let's say that last attack dealt a little bit more than you thought, and perhaps there is some divinity on your side as you see this heart. You've seen what rot looks like. You've seen what it does to natural organic things, and boy, oh boy, does this not look like that. This looks worse. This looks like as if you left something out and turned it into a science experiment. It is rapidly happening at once to whatever is left of Blackwater, and it hurts and it's disgusting.
Alright.
So tell me, paint me the picture of how you take out this BBDG. Let's go.
Well, let's rewind a little bit back to before that last arrow locked. He has that arrow aimed at that beating heart. There's already one arrow sort of in there pulsating, and he's going to try to do it again. But what happens is as he goes out and the lightning sort of crackles from the bow, what happens is there's a bright flash of light as just the maw of a giant like Kadeho comes out and is like where the arrow is and bites straight into him and rips out a piece of him. What it does is like right after that, there's a sort of shockwave that like hits the battlefield, but that heart and that top part of Blackwater, at least part of him, has been sort of mauled by this like spectral ghost creature. It was protecting me.
Now, it was protecting you, like I said. I think if you would allow me, it looks a little bit like the look at me.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit like the look at me, just a little bit. There's a few parts of it that look a little too familiar to you, and maybe somewhere they are able to extend something towards you to help, since they felt really, really bad attack. What happens next is the body of Blackwater twitches. It is in pieces. You have definitely done that. There are parts of it that will just never return. But there is a disgusting part of it that does, one of the many faces that looks like it's aware. This is some Demon Slayer shit. It is aware as it is fading away, essentially. But Marikit summoned a king. So, what Mogaru does, Mogaru has eyes. Magaru has many eyes. They match the chimera forms, being this sharp, bright, almost beautiful blue, followed by piercings of black everywhere, slit pupils or black sclera. It's a bit of a mixture. And they look down directly at the pieces of black water that's left. And as it departs, and it will do its departure move, so you will still get to deal your damage. Eradicate. You see its tentacles rise up out of the water, slowly move in, and they surround all the pieces of black water. And you can actually see, and this is something you can all see, it doesn't take much. You turn your head at the back, wherever the unborn were forming the kill circle and they're now trying to escape. You see a tentacle just launch up and grab it and then drag it back down, kicking and screaming. Of course, it belongs to Magaru. I told you this guy is big. And as it gathers black water, you see it tilt a bit upward. As it tilts its body upward, and it's like rows and rows of teeth, like a car crusher or a paper shredder, massive. It spins in circles. It looks like a goddamn God of War puzzle as it just saws and spins and it bites and it eats Blackwater, whatever's left of it. Before looking down, kind of, not down, but rather in your direction, Marikit, and the Chimera forms as well. Its eyes go from a weird sharp glaze to spherical, just a little bit spherical, like it understands someone it knows is there, and then it departs. So what happens when it departs?
So its departure move, he unleashes his scorching breath in a 120-foot cone, which I assume might still include Irha, Reina, and the explosioned up ship. Keep.
And the ship, yep. Alani was there, yeah.
Yeah.
Alani just didn't get a chance to move because I forgot to include them in the roll.
So each creature in the area takes 10d6 fire damage with a basic reflex save. So make me reflex save.
Oh no!
I'm pretty sure I failed that, by the way. I got a 25.
Yeah, you did fail.
All right, what's the damage?
Reina will succeed, Alani will succeed, just letting you know.
Okay, so it's 35 damage halved for the ones who succeeded, plus 14 persistent fire damage.
So I take 35 now.
Mm-hmm. And then every round... Later. Yeah.
Okay.
I will let you know we're out of initiative, so you will just take the now and then take the 14 as well. Just add it.
Okay. Ooh, I am not looking good.
Yeah. And you're still kind of rooted a little into the ground.
Yep. Yes, I am.
Torpedo Keep can't really make a save. And one explosion leads to another and another, and this whole thing comes crashing down. Debris is hitting. Alani is yeeting as fast as they can. They are on the boat. And Reina tells them to go. As Reina will charge for you, Irha, and I need you to make an athletics to hold on to her.
Alright, let's do it. 24? Oh, the rolls are not in my favor now.
No, 24 won't be enough. But you know what? She has to make. Fuck y'all. That's my fourth nat 20 in a row. So, well, not in a row, but within this entire day, because I just roll well. So, you can't. You are stuck. That's the best way to put it. You're trying to get free. Your hands are slippery, slick with your own blood. And so Reina, who has been dealt with a lot of damage and was losing a lot of blood, kind of puts the rest of her adrenaline into whatever is left here, and she will just pick you up like potato sack style, and then she will cast Blazing Dive again, and she will get out of there. She's going to land on the Mola, because that is the closest big ship they have. I'm not going to make the rest of you take damage, because what's going to happen is we're going to do our vignettes. You have successfully destroyed Melicity, though. Oh god, that's gone. That's gone. Especially the flotillas. Melicity was a flotilla-based community first, and now it is no longer. Just the island remains, as Torpedo Keep took everything else with it. Crashing, sinking down. You guys are getting out of there as fast as you can, and along the horizon you see the clouds part, everything clear. Irha, you feel the curse fade for sure, because you're the one who saw it. You practically bathed in it. And Rashu, you also feel this kind of leave, as well as the light can finally touch upon the remains of Melicity. And just over the horizon, you see more monsters. Not the unborn. Not the unborn. These are monsters of magnificent colors. Deep reds and blues and greens and yellows. Literally wipe this place clean. They go at it. The island would have normally be destroyed had it not been for what these monsters are doing right now. They're cleansing it. They're eating everything that was there. You can only hope that people actually left. There will be nothing left by the time you return, if you choose to return. This is the gods' way of showing that it is a clean start for a town that deserves it. It is rid of anything mortals have touched, and it will be welcomed again for new spirits to be born, essentially. Now, I have asked you all to prepare vignettes, like little scenes you want, and we will, I know we're going over time, but it's the finale, and I'm sorry that we went way over. So we're gonna just do quick ones if we can. And that's how we're going to close this out. This can be in any point of the future, by the way, and I will allow it. This can be like 30 years in the future. That's fine with me. Does anybody really want to go first?
I think mine is pretty simple, so I'll go. Rashu and the team sort of arrive back, and I don't know what happened between Irha and Marikit, but there is a divide there that shall not ever be crossed. So he realizes that this job is probably done, at least for a while. And so what he does is he goes over to Reyna, who is missing an arm, and he asks for the boon that he requested, which is a parcel of land to call his own. This is a island that he sort of governs over. It becomes a trading post for travelers from all different parts of the world, not just Shang and he tries to make it so that it's as egalitarian as he can make it. He wants it to be equal for lots of.
I want to ask how long
taxes are really high.
Into the future is this? Yes, of course. Gotta tax them.
Gotta make my money somehow. No, I think this would be just sort of where he sees himself right after. So maybe like 5-6 years, he's still there. But he's getting an itch to begin to like go back out into the world around that time.
Okay. I will say in 5 or 6 years. You do have a successful like animal companion out of Aki who is bigger. You have no idea what kind of crab this is. But she is now corgi sized. which is terrifying to think about pincers, but she is corgi size.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
that is your lovely, beloved future.
I have a question for Rashu, actually, before, because you said that you were gonna learn under Alani.
Yeah,
So
I was
what
terrified
happened
that
with
Alani was like gonna die. Yeah. Sorry, that's
They
why I
almost
did it.
did. They almost did.
Yeah. Well,
But
yeah,
that means
I
they're
think-
alive.
Yeah. I think if Alani is there, he would invite Alani to his island, but also like visit them. And the reason is he's trying to understand a bit more about why he sees these spirits. Unlike like with Irha, where I think it's like innate part of who they are because they're divine. Like he is not that. He was poor. He's a traveler. Like, why is he given this ability? And I think Alani is helping him understand that it's not about what you have; it's about what you already are. And then that's a lesson he's still working on. Thank you for bringing that up.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next? And then I'll go next. So if we're going a little further into the future, or no, you know what? 5-6 years is good. So about 5-6 years down the line, Bamori and Shantao are at the nice little homestead that they have. This time it's actually been expanded upon a little bit more, with Bamori as like an active participant in like helping design it, make it, everything. Bamori has a good probably 99% of their memories back, which has led to a very interesting merged personality of some older habits coming out, especially around Shantao. But in general, it is still overwhelmingly for everybody else the same deadpan, absolutely like chaotic neutral to true neutral Bamori. It's what most people have to deal with. But luckily, Bamori doesn't have to deal with too many people, except for right now, because right now, if it's 5 years later, or it's 6 years later, it is their second fifth wedding anniversary, which is hard to keep track of. It'll be a lot easier once they hit some sort of double digit that they hadn't had before. And so this is their second fifth anniversary, and for the occasion, they had decided to redo their vows. They say that it's like, oh, well, 5 years. No, they redo this. They do this every year. They get married every year. Because why not? It's their island. It's their home. It's their party.
It is a holiday. Yeah. You would turn this into like a festival season, holiday season, which they just... with the people would essentially consider this a way to celebrate their leaders and their heroes, because you are considered a hero. So this is just a little festival time for them. You would have like a nice time for like a couple days.
Yes, it's a big holiday. Surprisingly, not Bamori's idea, but Chantao's. Although Chantao will not admit to it publicly, which is fine. Chantao has to deal with a lot publicly. Yes, Chantao has to deal with a lot publicly because Bamori turns out incredibly affectionate and also extremely embarrassing, and finds embarrassing Chantao extremely funny, and it never gets old. So if you looked 6 years in the future, you would see them, and Bamori would insist on doing the whole first looks thing, even though they see each other every day. But they get new clothes every year for this festivity. It's a big thing. Plus, it's a great way to, patron your local seamstress. Song is not allowed within 50 feet of the Dragon's Pearl. It's not allowed. Don't come near me. Don't touch me. Do not. For at least another 20 years. If you're still alive and cool, then yeah, you can. We'll see. We'll talk about it. But you are not allowed in this area yet. It's just a safety. It's just a safety thing.
You, that's for sure. Yeah. Occasionally, you'll definitely see grilled cheese somewhere, just to show that she can get past your defenses whenever she wants.
It's great. It's wonderful. I feel like she probably pops up at the actual wedding for a second as like a face in the crowd and gives them a little scare. and then
literally.
disappears,
Yeah, I will straight up state, she never does anything to actually hurt you or cause major discomfort. This is her being a little
paranoid.
Shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's completely
she would be
harmless
aware.
to us. It's just that, like,
completely.
we need some time to forgive and forget. And we haven't had enough time to forgive or forget.
I'm in the world.
But, yes, Mori spends her days with Chuntao, genuinely just living the good life and not really doing much except practicing magic and, helping around the island and helping Chuntao and embarrassing Chuntao. It's great. Chuntao's never been happier, I'm sure.
Yep. That is your adorable. Who's next?
After those two beautiful, adorable vignettes, I would like to zoom directly back to after this battle. And Marakit has held their boon. She hasn't said, she didn't tell Reyna what she wanted. She said she would decide after the battle. And so she goes to Reyna and tells her, Irha tried to murder me as we were setting off the explosives. I care not for lordship at this point. As my boon, I want to follow the code. And I demand their head.
Is this true, dear?
Sorry, this is me calculating in my head. Mariki, do you have any proof of your accusations? That's kind of a serious thing to throw around, don't you think?
Balls.
I can, zone of truth us, if you'd prefer that. I'm sure that there's someone here that could dig into memories. Would you like to go there, Ira? Just drag this on further?
Would you like to try? Did you forget the abilities that I have?
I mean,
I'm gonna say something right here, Irta. Yeah. I'm gonna say something right here, Irta. You used a lot of spells, right? You used a lot of.
Yeah, this isn't a spell though. My counter charm is an ability that I have.
I know your counter charm's an ability, but you used other things like murder is fine that I haven't given you penalties for.
Yes.
However, you feel nothing afterwards. You keep expecting something to come and hurt you and hit you, but you don't feel anything. I will say that. And maybe just underneath you, or on you, rather, because you were on a ship, maybe you notice a couple things growing on you. They don't hurt you, though. And just as quickly as, the flowers bloom, they will fall off and wither away. And I think you may know what that means. And if you don't, I will gladly remind you.
I don't know what that means.
Whenever your parent moves, the ground beneath them grows, and then when they leave, it dies. And perhaps, now that they can see you, they're there.
Oh, come on, I'm being babysat in this moment.
Well, it's a dire moment. We don't have enough time for a god fight, unfortunately, but...
No. Mariki, why don't we settle on something else instead? I'll leave the Mola, leave you alone. We'll part ways. Never see each other again.
If they're not going to die, then I demand their lordship. Leave them powerless, but I will not have you ruling part of the seas.
Now you see, that can be arranged. And so Reyna will look at you, Irha, and go, I will strip you of your lordship. And then Reyna will stand up. And she is already so fucking tired. She just goes, 1 second. Ugh, and she's gonna drop to her knees and go, now do you want to get married or something? Trust me, this is a very positive thing for.
Yes, this is sudden, but yes?
Amazing. You're my consort. Consorts have some titles. I did promise them things afterwards, and technically they will be with me the whole time. You will not get your entire title per se. And you, Mariki, have your what you wish.
I discarded
Whatever they get will
godling.
be coming from me.
I discarded godling and now just consort, only power by virtue of the people you're with. That seems fitting for you, Irha. I agree.
Monarchy, I would watch your tongue. In a few years, we'll see where exactly the two of us stand.
Right here. We're gonna do your few years. Where do you two stand? We'll Martikit first.
I mean, they are a little being made out of spite, but I think that the Chimera form was very stressed out, and so they've been doing the traveling, the figuring out how to fly, the circuits, and I mean, maybe she's been keeping tabs on whatever it is that Irha's up to, but hasn't directly engaged.
You can 100% keep tabs. That's for sure. The sea is vast, and you also travel with a god. Well, not a god, a godchild. And the Chimera form isn't kidding about the kind of power that they have. They give you something for the sake of them being absolutely in love with you. So there you go. Abuse that as the way as you wish. If not, you guys are chilling, you're having a good time, and you will see the whales. That's kind of where you spend most of your time, with these spiritual whales. Schools of them. You see the babies, you see the big ones, you see the matriarchs, and you are low-key trying to figure out how to make this ship fly. You can get it a few feet off the ground, that's for sure, by 5 years, I would say. You can make it glide, which is a whole other thing. Irha, what are you doing?
The TLDR of it is, I think Irha would have still taken it upon themselves to rebuild Melicity to some extent, because it is still Reyna's domain, and would have sort of done all of that. It is a bigger island now because Irha would have used their earth magic in order to essentially expand the island and make it larger. They actually have spent most of their time researching the black goo whatever that Blackwater had used in order to create the unborn children or whatever monstrous things that he was creating, and in order to reverse engineer a cure. However, because it's Irha, they would have extorted the crap out of anybody who wanted it. So they're essentially big pharma, but for this specifically. So if there are any people who are looking for this, the price is ridiculously high. They guard their secret of the actual formulation of this, hold it very close to their chest, and specifically if there's any areas that the Chimera form or Marikit are in charge of, you're not allowed to buy any of this.
Petty.
But it's true. It does not have a title officially other than consort to the third star, and this grates on them immensely. They're trying very hard to get on one on their own merits, and it's too soon, I think, for them to have one at this point. But that is something that grates on them. Those words from Marikit years ago.
Mm-hmm. I will say, I don't think you guys have had a wedding yet at all. You guys are Reyna is very focused on rebuilding as well. So if anything, you guys go on a couple dates, every now and then, truthfully. Reyna has probably gotten a prosthetic arm by now. And this prosthetic is made out of wood. It is definitely something that she has gone more earth-based with, just for in proximity of who she is constantly with. Now you see, a couple things about her is she's a lot more conniving than you thought. She has given you a lot more rule than Marikit would have liked you to have. Basically, by, I want to say month 1, she has worked a loophole to basically make you a mayor. Like, mayor of Melicity. And she has then given you, unfortunately, or fortunate, depending on how pretty much of a control freak you are, all the little titles that you wanted. Like, it's not, let's say, oh, and you are, like, the great pirate lord. No, but you are, like, Minister of Finance. Minister of whatever. It's not the best.
This is such a low point. Oh my god.
I feel like
Yes,
Earham
it
would
is a
just,
low
like,
point.
take offense to all of this.
And she just go, well,
I'm
darling,
a
I can only give
godling. You want me to
so
be
much.
Minister of Finance?
Well, if you don't want
This
to
is
control where the
hysterical.
money comes from, I can control where the money comes from. I already control where most of the money comes from. I'm just trying to let you rebuild Melicity
Your
the
life
way
is
you'd
gonna
like
be rough.
it to.
Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for you.
You do, however, have a lot of freedom with rebuilding. Your say does go. So this island, Melicity, whatever it looks like, in fact, its fucking name, it's yours. So you can change its name. You can do whatever you want with this island. Reyna does have to be with you for most of this, but she's also busy claiming other islands, essentially. She's forming something that she can, a bit of an oligarchy of sorts, but with her being the main. And after all of this, I think we can say that we can end here on the ever still waters of Shang Sun. Thank you, everybody. Oh, we went way over time, but like, thank you all for staying here and like being a part of this, being a part of all of this. Shambhala is my baby, and high key, I had it in my New Year's resolution. I had make many, but one of it was to be in an all BIPOC cast. So that's done. Yeah, and like, thank you guys so much for also being a part of it. This was so great. Just wow. Oh my goodness. Really quickly, I guess we'll just go around and say, you know, who we are and where to find us. So yeah, I'm Aki. You can find me on the Twitterverse at akinomi _art. If you like more Pathfinder stuff, every Mondays, 8 p.m. Pacific, I do Wayward Arcadium on Nat20 Productions channel. Number what? You can find me there. You can find me doing other things. I would say keep an eye on Well-Seasoned Story if you really like Shambhala. This is going to be my next point of interest when I play and do and run Shambhala. It'll probably be a podcast though. Other than that, it's been me, and like, thank you for being here. We'll go in alphabetical order, so Alyssa.
Hi, I'm Alyssa. You can find me on Twitter at @adisasterqueer, where I will post about things I'm involved in. Thank you all so much. This was such an amazing experience.
Hi everybody, I am luckily not muted. Cool. I kind of thought I was again for a second, but no. Hi, hello. I'm Brandy Rose. I am at the Brandy Rose on Twitter, where today you guys, well, hopefully tonight, give me like half an hour to have a brain cell again, to actually post the listings for my newest game that I just designed, I Spy. It comes with 2 options. You can buy just the game books, which are gorgeous, and 47 pages, the illustrated one is. It's very pretty, if I do say so myself, which I do. So those I'm selling for $15, but if you want 4 streaming kits, 2 of which are animated, so animated streaming kits, so if you like the little water stuff we've got going on here, it's like that, and 2 of which are that and the still version with closed captioning windows. So there's 4 streaming kits you can get. That is for $25 with everything included, including also mood board playlists, because I went a little crazy designing this game, And soon there will also be a roll app digital character sheet that you can use to play this game virtually and remotely with your friends. So yeah, it's got a lot of stuff coming with it, and the listings should be up on my Twitter tonight, both on Itch and on my Ko-fi. So make sure to take a good look at that, and please consider buying it, because I've been working on the game for about 5 months. So keep an eye on the Twitter at the Brandy Rose. Tonight, all of the links are going to go live.
All right, I think that brings it over to me. Hello, everybody. My name is Hamnah, and I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. You can find me on Twitter at @shahid_, where I talk about all of the different projects that I'm a part of. All of my characters are queer disasters, and as Purple Mouse pointed out in the chat, currently all of them are also traitors. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff, you should follow me on Twitter. One of the projects that I'm a part of that is actually going live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Transplanter RPG. For those of you that don't know, Transplanter is an all-transgender, people of color-led Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream set in a homebrew, non-colonial, anti-Orientalist world. It's super fun, very gay, very dramatic. Y'all should come watch us.
All right, and that brings everyone to me. Hi, I'm Randy Alvarenga. I'm another actor, TTRPG streamer here. This is my first time to play with all of the beautiful people here at this table, and it has been an absolute pleasure. I have a couple of projects that are sort of waiting to be announced, but some stuff that I can talk about is I'm going to be playing Shadowrun over on Gen Con TV sometime in April, I believe like the 21st, like a Thursday. The next season of Harbinger's RPG will be out next month, and some other stuff is still in the works. So come check me out. I play a lot of different stuff, but yeah, I'm just so thankful to have been a part of this group. It was an amazing story.
Yes, thank you all once again for being here and for participating and telling the story. The more I run Shambhala, I will let you know everything that happened here is canon. So the next time I run it and it's in whatever set of the future, like you guys have whatever you've done, Congratulations. You've made your marks. Okay, so we've got you covered. We, as in Nat 20 not Nat 20 Productions, holy shit. The
Dragons and things.
Good God, we've got you covered with TTRPG content this weekend. I am not 100% sure what's going on, but just check it out. And we will see you next time. Same dat time, same dat channel. Thank you guys so much. This has been a pleasure. Goodbye.